Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for AEW Spark in 3, 2, 1. All Elite Wrestling discussion is live. Cue host Noah Foster.
Another week in All Elite Wrestling has passed, and you know what that means. Hello once again, everybody, and welcome back to the platform where we reignite the conversation on all things All Elite Wrestling. You know what this is, for I am the simple man of the simple brand, and my name is Noah Foster. Welcome to the continuing weekly installments of AEW Spark. With me this week, my co-host, he is Zero, but he's much more valuable than that. Zero, good to hear you once again. We are back once again to discuss AEW. How you been?
Okay, so type in yes and no. It's kind of like a busy a few days because I'm literally recording a G1 style tournament.
Nice.
So that should be fucking great. I want to die. But other than that, it's going well. Watching some good old wrestling. New Japan, Noah. I was currently watching CZW, some of the old stuff, and
Nice.
by God, good shit. And I saw some Choco Pro, which is one of the most indie shit I've ever seen from Japanese wrestling. Like, they literally have no ring. They got no ring. They're like in some sort of like classroom or some shit.
Dojo.
Yes, I'm telling you, Choco Pro's the best, but that shit's hilarious. But so it's been like a good few weeks, I guess, other than try to stress myself doing this damn tournament, and I should really be editing some of my shows. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty good. It's pretty alright.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Again, the Japanese wrestling scene is so immersed when it comes to the in and outs that go in beyond the ring. I mean, to go along with the same things you've been doing, as I've been also trying to just, take care of myself too. It's been a wild week and a half, to say the least. Catching up on NJPW, catching up on Stardom, trying to keep up with Pro Wrestling Noah, looking at Sendai Girls after Shiro's amazing performance against Siri at the Dream Queendom show. And of course, you go back to the stateside things. You look at Impact Wrestling and the impact that One Trinity just made. You look at AEW, Ring of Honor. I still keep up with CCW. I try to keep up with Deadlock Pro. So, look at all things wrestling when I can while getting some rest. And the readjusted work schedule has been more so a different test since I'm not a morning person. But now I got to get used to that. So I'm glad to know you're doing all right. And it looks like we're both still maintaining our sanity to a degree too. So I guess without further ado. I mean, that's all we can do every day, bro. There's a reason I say, and I don't say that just for others. I say that for myself, too. Protect your mentality. Let's get right into it. So, folks, for those that are wondering, of course, we are live. This is May 5th, 8:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And why this week, keyword this week, has fully concluded for AEW, we are looking back at the previous week, the week that began April 24th, which, of course, set up a couple of things, including some newsworthy things we'll talk about later. So we're going to get right into it, and we're not starting with the 24th. For those that don't know, last week, Monday night, RIP, an era has come to an end, as it was the best of AEW Dark Elevation 2, as Elevation is no more. Your Monday night hour delight has concluded. The show that brought us the likes of Kylan King and Big Shy Lee to the spotlight, the ever-going feud where you look to see who would get the first win between Peter Avalon and Brandon Cutler. Great Joshi Pro showcasing such as Riho and Mikey Ito, among so many other incredible moments and underappreciated matches, like going back to the all the way very beginning, Kenny Omega and Kip Sabian. But Elevation is no longer a thing, and we'll get more into that a little later. So the actual first show that did occur that week in all things AEW was AEW Dark, and we kicked things off with some QTV action, as Harley Cameron was in singles action against Mafiosa. And this was a pretty subtle back and forth match. We were looking to see if Mafiosa was going to deliver her spicy meatball. In the early going, we got a lockup followed by drop toho, but Cameron responded, of course, with a short tackle and a nice sunset flip, followed up with a few knees and a Russian leg sweep. For once, she was showing off more than just her phone. And then she sent her head off the mat and took her, regular enough, a selfie with the phone because, hey, you got to have that footage for QTV, right? Mafioso, though, comes back, delivers a nice splash in the corner, but then Cameron catches her with this is an interesting combination, simple but effective, the net breaker and a backstabber. Quick, simple win for Harley Cameron. I don't know if it's inspirational, but I guess that's quality.
I guess so, because like I said before we went live, I completely forgot everything that happened last few weeks. But the one thing I do remember, this match was just a match. So it was like it was back and forth, but then again, in hindsight, this was technically one of the final openers of Dark.
Yeah,
Um,
as we learned. But hey, it was also
mm,
Harley Cameron. She got some singles action, so good for her. We know she can do more than just record and take a selfie. So there's that.
yeah.
And I've been a fan of the Mafiosa since her debuting matches on AEW Dark. I think one of my favorites still to this day is her against Kylan King, who's now in Impact Wrestling. So hopefully we see more of her going forward, maybe in Ring of Honor. So we'll see. But speaking of Ring of Honor, GCW also represent. All Heart, Blake Christian went one-on-one against Big Shotty Lee Johnson. And this was a much more competitive match where both men were just trying to catch each other at this point. In the early going, Blake Christian basically extended a hand, wanted like maybe some honorable bout. But Johnson was having enough. It slapped it away, pushed him away, and it was on. Before we know it, we got some arm drag exchanges, followed by a nice drop kick, and then Lee Johnson sent Blake Christian crashing to the outside. Brings him back into the ring, tries to follow up with some right hands, ground and pound action, but then his head collides with the turnbuckle, and he whips into the opposite corner, taking him post to post, as I would say. Nice suplex, but Blake Christian, again, all heart. He fights bat matches and hit a mean backbreaker, insecurity combination, and a nice Tiger feint kick, follow up with another kick to Johnson's face. He starts saying him face first to the top turnbuckle himself, back suplex for a near fall. As Big Shiny Lee Johnson, nobody ever wins with this move, but the way some people execute it, from Sami Zayn, Konosuke Takeshita, Big Shotty Lee, and Big Shotty Lee used to win with this. Blue Thunder Bomb, but still not enough as Blake Christian was able to kick out. Following up with that is a standing Spanish fly, then goes to the top rope, looks for the 450, but Lee Johnson gets out of the way. Blake Christian, though, stays on him, though, hits a spear to Johnson on the apron, the hardest part of the ring, and then brings him back inside, looks for the springboard 450 splash, but Lee Johnson gets the knees up. And then he goes for a Pele kick. But again, good scouting on Lee Johnson here for the most part. Nice thrust kick, but then Blake Christian hits a stomp, not curve stomp, but a stomp for the win. Quick finishing exchange of moves here, counter for counter, but Blake Christian got the win in the end over Big Shot Lee. Took a big shot, but came out short.
Let me tell you something, man. Blake Christian is one of the most impressive guys I've ever seen. Like, this man is literally, he needs to go for like maybe the television title and Ring of Honor, because this man is just too good to be not like chasing over. Well, he's too good to not chase for like some belts and everything. This man is just sweet, and to have him go up against Lee is just, it really shows how both men are capable of doing at least something. And since this is, I'm sorry, but I have to, I have to keep bringing up the fact this is the last Dark, and it kind of makes me sad because I won't see talent, talent like this being, doing something than nothing in the brand known as AEW. So it's just, man, Tahoe Blake, goes after something and actually gets more involved in this, promotion and everything.
Yeah.
But he showed up and showed out, and he really, he showed a lot. So
Well,
that's all he could ever do.
it's one of those things in this industry, as Rosemary alluded to on her diary. This industry owes you nothing because you are as expendable as the almighty dollar anymore, if not more. But when you get presented an opportunity, you do your best with it, with the time you are allotted, and with the opponent you are with. Lee Johnson, Blake Christian, they both came out to show out, and Blake Christian got the win. Blake Christian, of course, formerly involved in Impact Wrestling, challenged for the Estrogen Championship in Ultimate X. He also previously did challenge Zack Sabre Jr. for the NWW World Estrogen Championship, so he's had chances at gold, just hasn't successfully achieved it yet. But I wouldn't count out future opportunities. Why Lee Johnson, he basically right now is just trying to find his place back inside the system. So I feel like Blake Christian already got his place underneath Tony Khan's regime with Ring of Honor, which is separate from AEW, but still something. Lee Johnson, though, he's now really, I feel like, lost in the shuffle, as again, we'll just say it right now, as you allude to. This is officially the last dark for the time being, courtesy of Warner Brothers Direct, who basically have reached a mutual agreement with Tony Khan to produce all AEW content strictly on Warner Brothers digital media properties, particularly TV. And that more so coincides with the fact that coming Saturday in summer, towards the end of the summer, you will have a brand new weekly 2-hour standard for AEW in AEW Collision. So a little bit of hindsight towards a little bit of a news report we'll talk about, give our insights towards, how could this restructure the AEW ecosystem for the better or for the more confusing? So stay tuned for more on that. But yes, this is the last dark that we are talking about. And I like the fact that it was still a good balance of singles action, good expedition, women's action. Then you have your tandem tag team match here, which again was a little bit fun, but you kind of knew what was going to happen here. But it also continues to show me that flying Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson, they're both finding their footing, either as singles or as a tag team. And it proved here as they took on the Wingmen, Cesar Bononi and the Hollywood Hunk, who has been a mainstay for Dark for the longest time, so I really wonder what's next for him. Ryan Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler's brothers, for those that don't know. In the early going, Ryan and Brian kick things off with a lockup and then gets attacked from behind. Cesar Bononi, blind tap. Bononi delivers a stomp in the corner before Pretty Pure Avalon takes a cheap shot. Of course, was in their corner. Wingmen are always together, including that three-piece sack band that still somehow finds their way to Orlando anytime they can. I can only imagine the travel fare on that. Anyway, what do I know? I've only been on a commercial airliner once for an hour and 8 minutes to Nashville. Bononi, though, follows up, series of knees to Pillman. Pillman gets worked over there going on the match, but there's a nice body slam, and Nemeth follows up. The Wingmen were in control of the early half here, and then basically several rights to Brian Pillman's spine. Avalon once again taking every cheap shot he could behind the referee's back. And then Arn Anderson finally comes in and turns Brian Nemeth inside out with a freaking clothesline. How fitting, being the enforcer's son, the freaking enforcer, the heavy hitter. Duh. As Brian Pillman was able to make a hot tag once again to Brock Anderson, who was able to regain control for the team. We get back elbow and a body slam to Ryan Nemeth, followed up by a gut wrench, but Bononi tries to get involved before Pillman and Anderson take him out together, taking out the bigger men together. Anderson low bridges Bononi to the outside, so his own momentum works against him before Nemeth does the same to Brian Pillman Jr. We're down to the two legal man. As Ryan Nemeth looks for the hunka love, it was Anderson who hit him with a roll-up. Just a roll-up, folks. That's it, period, for the win. No spine buster. Just a roll-up.
Yeah, I'm going to say this, though. Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock, they look smack like their father. It's crazy seeing Brock and Arn, like, they look exactly alike. But them two, this is me fantasy poking here, but I will have Arn Anderson manage Brock, Brian Pillman Jr., maybe Wardlow, since he's, associated with him, and they form like a version of the Four Horsemen.
Or a dynasty of sorts, maybe.
Or dynasty, yeah. Because, like, I love their promo of Brock and Brian. Their promo was actually pretty freaking good. I actually loved it. And I want them to stay as a team. They could do singles, but I want them to stay as a team and maybe work with FTR. And maybe they could have either like a friendly rivalry that ends up them working together to have this somewhat of a dynasty Four Horsemen. Because I could see them being in a group. Like, they just traditional wrestlers.
Bar none.
Yeah. And, like, they could literally be like a really cool team. They could go for tag gold, they could go for singles gold, and maybe build one of them up to go for the world title. But that would take a few years because we still have to get through the Reign of Terror and that joint. So,
Right.
but yeah, but now on to the Wingman. That's just the Wingman. But I'm gonna say this: Ryan Nemeth. Um, if there wasn't a dark heavyweight championship, I will put Ryan as the world champion for like a good few months because this man is the living embodiment of this man is the living embodiment of dark and dark elevation. I like him, bro. Like I'm not a big fan of him, but I just like his character, especially from being the elite. Like he actually like they actually sold me on him. So I'm kind of like sad to know that he probably most likely not going to be appearing on TVs because this man is he is dark all the way. But since Dark is gone, this is just me, but I don't think he's going to be appearing on TV like not a lot. Maybe on Collision once or twice, maybe on Rampage once or twice a year. But
If that.
yeah, but
Holiday special.
most likely a holiday special. Just get squashed by just get squashed by Luchasaurus, Wardlow,
Jeez.
Hobbs, yes, basically everybody. Just have the whole James Ellsworth gimmick. Any man with two hands has a fighting chance, but not me. But yeah, so Ryan, good luck in your future endeavors. Get a release. It's gonna be in catering, but yeah. Sorry, bud.
I mean, I'm sure they'll try and restructure several of the great towns that have been, heavily dedicated on
They need
dark or
to.
dark elevation. Maybe in Ring of Honor, for all we know, because there'll be more focus essentially on that, as that will be the pre-show tapings now for Dynamite. I believe they'll do more tapings out in that Orlando area as well. So I mean,
You
I
know
feel
what
there's a
though?
place for people more prolifically in that ecosystem
I
as
hope.
well, based on what they have given to Dark and Elevation. So who
True.
knows?
But like the thing is, since they're not gonna use the studio for Dark, can they use the studio for Ring of Honor? Because I feel like them being in the studio or something small is definitely Ring of Honor. Them after Dynamite and all that stuff, I don't like. I'm gonna be honest with you, I hate seeing Ring of Honor go after Dynamite, like after the show that they taped afterwards. I don't like that because to me that's not Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is a not just like an indie show, but it's a place that has that needs a organic environment. Like have the environment good couple hundred or maybe 1,000 or so. I don't know. Just there together, and it's like a little bit more intimate. So the fans could be lively and all that stuff instead of seeing the empty seats in the darker sections of the arena.
Right.
But I hope they do that because it makes sense. But they gotta do something with the arena. They already got after shows. So
Well,
blah.
if not so much after, before, because Dark Elevation used to be before Dynamite. So technically speaking, Ring of Honor in those bigger arenas is probably before Dynamite.
Man, why before Dynamite, bro? Nobody want to. People want to see Dynamite, not no main event or superstars main events.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, I get what you're saying, but hey, sometimes even the Ring of, even the well, like I said, we became fans of Dark Elevation. They sometimes gave us one match that was like, that was really freaking awesome, like a sleeper. So I mean, it's one of those
yeah,
balancing acts. But I do agree with you with the fact that Ring of Honor should be more centrally localized, produced from that building in Orlando. A dedicated focus audience just focusing and watching Ring of Honor action across a 3-hour taping period. And
yeah.
truth be told, they got 2 more of those coming up in Orlando. So we'll see how that, redefines the outlook, the immersion of the audience engagement in Ring of Honor comes soon enough. But speaking
Hopefully.
of Ring of Honor and wrestling and tag teams and finding your place and stuff like that, and people that are from Dark Elevation that maybe could be a part of this. I think you definitely add Emi Sakura to the list because,
Hell yeah.
yeah, Highness, Emi Sakura and her little apple, Mai Saruga, her student, took on the Creme de la Clan, Ashley Dubois, and Reka Tahaka. Been a while since we've seen her. And we started there going with, well, first off, it was definitely, we knew which team was definitely more cohesive here. Emi and Mai start off attacking Ashley and Rekka from behind, and then following that, Tahaka gets caught with a drop toho before Saruga hits her with a double stomp off the ropes. For her petite size, she is quite a firecracker. And then Sakura leaves the ring, stands on the apron as Saruga lots in a submission, but the Bob breaks up the hold, and Tahaka plants Emi Saruga, good sell by the way, with a modified bat breaker. Ouch. No biting in this match, ironically. And Dubois tagged in, though, delivers a drop kick, but then Sakura tags herself in, and then Tahaka gets into the ring. Tahaka and Dubois, they each deliver a stomp to Emi's midsection. So it was nice to see these two have a couple moments of double tag team offense. But then Sakura basically has them have a meeting of the minds, collide into each other. Fires off with a few chops as she will chop you. With both of them into the corner, Dubois and Tahaka find themselves stacked up and gets caught with a running crossbody by the Highness. As Saruga is brought back in the ring after the Killer Queen gained control of the match for her team, no air guitar needed. She tosses both herself and Sakura onto Dubois and Tahaka, what the heck, with a double senton, and delivers the nice butterfly backbreaker to Dubois, who goes for the pin, but Tahaka was able to break it up. And I don't care what you tell me. Nobody wins in the headbutt, unless maybe you're Samoan. Tahaka then delivers a headbutt to Sakura before Saruga delivers the diving foot stomp, though, to her hands on the apron. Ouch. Off the top rope. That was a pinpoint. As Emi Sakura then went to the top rope and hit the moonsault on Dubois for the win. Sakura and Saruga, very effective as a duo, but Dubois and Tahaka, they hang there. They found a couple of moments where they could get on the same page to execute a move, but it's one of those things where the sum of the parts versus the parts of the sum basically was your equation here.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna say this. I saw Sakura on Choco Pro. She is definitely yes, but the thing is, I felt like this tag team match was actually pretty interesting because you would never think that a mixture of these women would even make any sense. Hey, how it did, and they ended up, put on a little show.
Right.
But like, I would love to see them. I wonder what they're gonna do with them though now, since I kind of want to see Emi Sakura be on TV more, because I feel like she might get a good reaction, especially since the crowd is AEW, so they probably know of her.
Oh, trust me, they do.
Yeah, so they need to put her on. They need to put her on a TV and maybe have like a mini game. Since she want to be Your Highness, the Queen, who is more royalty in AEW.
Right.
Maybe she could go up against Jay Cargill, bow down to the Queen, or maybe have some sort of Wrestle Universe feud against Sheeta, maybe. But oh well. Or she could be in the Owen Hart tournament, which
she very well might. That's what I was thinking. She very well could be one of the participants involved in that. As we know, the opening ceremony is at the pay-per-view. I imagine this is where the brackets get revealed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, so I'm curious about the brackets, though. I'm not gonna hold you, but it's not like. But yeah, so that was a tag match. Like always with this, since we kind of late, I don't remember half of the shit going on, but I know like some of the stuff, but a lot I don't remember. So
it was more so. It's all right, man. It was more so, like I said, one-sided. Emi Sakura, Mai Saruga, the student currently of Emi Sakura. Emi Sakura, of course, one of the most experienced, well-known veterans of Joshi Pro, Koto Pro. She's hung in the ring with the likes of Taya Valkyrie and even challenged Jamie Hayter, of course, on Rampage for the AEW Women's World Championship in what was one of the most physically strong style, red chest-inducing matches I have ever seen from both champion and challenger. And she has feuded with Hikaru before, including challenging her for her Regina de Wave championship and coming up short. So there definitely is a place for Emi Sakura in TV. It's just a matter of where and how. The idea of a Queen's Court, though, I kind of like that. It would probably take it a different direction and could produce something more for Joshi Pro presentations in AEW. Considering you still have Mizuki, Yuka Sakasaki, Riho, Mikey Ito shows up sometimes. Although more often, we've also seen Emi Sakura be alongside Nyla Rose and Maria Shafir. I don't even know if that's still a thing sometimes anymore. So, again, restructuring. But yeah, I can definitely see more of Emi and Mai together in tag team action.
Hey yo, so like I just thought of a feud. Okay,
Go for
so Emi Sakura, Your Highness, taking against the Queen Slayer Anna Jay. I wonder how that would be. Because, one wants to slay down the royalties, and the other one wants you to bow down. So that would be an interesting feud. And it would give Anna Jay some more time for after she's done with my girl, Julia Hart. Right. But speaking of Dark, where the hell is Abaddon at? I missed that son bitch.
I have no idea. She's been gone for the longest time. I know for a little while she was taking care of her mentality. She was also taking care of her physical well-being. And I know she was recently at a convention where she spoke subtly and humbly in her true voice. Since then, I have no idea what she's up to, but I hope that she's fine. And again, if Serpentico is the hardest working man in Dark history with a record of maybe 1-100, I would say, hey, work ethic, man. Respect the work ethic, right?
You're a fucking loser, bro. Just give up. It's not your car no more, bro. Come on, man.
I gotta respect Serpentico. I would say Abaddon was the force that nobody could handle practically on Dark. In fact, to my knowledge, she probably only has maybe 2 losses under her AEW record. One's to Hikaru Shida for the title. The other one's to Breaker in a trick-or-treat match. So I think, yeah.
Okay, so I'm on the website, and I'm looking at Abaddon's record. Right. She is actually 39-3. And her 2023 record is 0-0.
Because she hasn't been involved at all.
Yeah. So from my understanding, she was a menace.
Yes.
An absolute menace. Yes. That barely lost. Why are you not using that? Why?
I have no idea.
Bro, like, Tony, what are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know. She was discovered out of Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling in Colorado. Maybe the next time they go to Colorado, she finally shows up again.
Yo, so there was a fantasy thing I did like years ago. She should join the Dark Order. Be the Dark Order. And or now we got the House of Black. Let her join the House of Black and you have a zombie bitch. And
I don't know if Julia Hart right now is currently looking for another house guest to rule alongside her in the House of Black. If Ty Mello gets involved in this feud with her and Anna JS, then I agree. But honestly, right now, I don't know what Anna JS' direction is since she got misted in the face. And at this point, I'm curious if the General Business Society has ran its course.
I think they have a little bit. But that's just me.
I mean,
then again, this is Jericho stuff. So Jericho always finds a way to reinvent himself and make it work, which is
exactly
for the past few years he's been doing that.
30, yes, dude. 30
years he's been doing that. But okay, so for Jericho, when he was in the WWE, right?
Yes.
He was Y2J, the Millennium Man. Then he was Save Us Jericho, the freaking Code Breaker. Then he was whatever the fuck he was during the 2010, 2011.
Agitated worker.
Yes, the agitated worker. Then he was the List of Jericho. Then it was It. Then it was Appleton. Then it was Stupid Idiot. Then it was Judas, the Painmaker. This man was literally coming up with random shit and made it work. It's crazy how this man is literally reinventing himself and he's literally still relevant. Like
Yep.
this is crazy. Like this man, bro. If he's not in the WWE Hall of Fame, then they doing the wrong thing, bro. But if he's not a legend in general, that people would like say there's a AEW Wrestlers Hall of Fame, which basically covers every single pro wrestler in the world being a Hall of Fame. If he's not the first ballot, then I don't know what. But holy shit, bro. Jericho, I tip my hat. Well, I don't got a hat, but I tip my hair to this man because this man is literally building new stars while everybody else is, yeah. But like, look at Sammy.
Since day one, AEW Dynamite since day one.
Jake Hager.
He likes his hat.
2.0. He loves his hat.
Yeah, right.
2.0.
Matt Menard, Edgar Parker.
He literally made 2.0 like literally people like him now. Like that's crazy. This man.
And it was an encouragement by Kevin Owens. It was encouraging endorsement suggestion by Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Like holy shit, bro.
Yeah, Chris Jericho is one of the foundations of this industry that has transcended decades of this generation's professional wrestlers and the ever-evolving world of professional wrestling, bar none. That's just a true fact, and that's just the reality that we live in. Speaking of reality, Zach Clayton was one-on-one with Jake Logan. Basically, this was pretty short. The guy from Jersey won with a rolling elbow and a drop kick. Looked for a moonsault. Then Clayton ducks underneath Logan's move, plants him with a fisherman buster that has been lately his move. This match was pretty much over as the bell rang. Not a whole lot done there.
The reality won, right?
Yes, the reality is that Zach Clayton won.
Well, there's the reality, folks.
Yeah, you don't have to be from Jersey to realize that.
Man, I don't know what they're going to do with this guy. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. Like,
yeah, but your guess is as good as mine on that one. I'm like, ugh.
Because what the fuck are you going to do with this guy? Are you going to have him feud against MJF and get buried?
I mean, brash era.
I'm the reality.
New York versus New Jersey, though. I mean, that is a rivalry, to be fair.
Yeah, but MJF is going to say like 5 words and just destroy his whole career.
Pretty much.
Crazy. Reality.
I mean, when you're the champion, you're supposed to lead by example. But
ain't no example.
I mean, subtly, what I mean by that is if you looked at when Ricky Starks confronted MJF in their promo up to Winter is Coming, he gave him subtle nods and moments like, okay, look at the camera like this. Look at me like this. Give your expression like this. Again, the champion leads not only the company or the division in this case, but they also help guide the future and the talent. AEW is all about growing the company through each other. They want to make it as big as possible. Britt Baker said that countless times on All Access. That's a reason why she's not the champion. She wants somebody else to take that reign. That's why she thinks that Jamie Hayter, she more so deserves to do it. And so far, Jamie Hayter's been hell of a champion. Just gotta get her a new challenger. But anyway, sub tangent.
But yeah.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where, again, in the wrestling industry, there's being booked, and then there's your booking as it is. Which one do you approve of? Which one do you want to improve on? Which one do you hope for? So it's like one of those things. You find opportunity, you make the best of it, you hope it's not your last. And you only get one chance to make a good first impression. So
unless you're Wardlow, so you could just, take back all the time you got on bet that you lost.
Yeah, that's true. But again, the TNT title has been the most fickle thing in the AEW ecosystem since Cody and Darby Allin program ended.
Yikes.
And the Redeemer lost it too.
Oh,
but I digress.
Speaking of the Redeemer, what the fuck? Miro, where are you? Get your ass back here, bro.
Twitch? Acting? I have no idea.
I mean, money's money, but
Ask CJ Perry. I mean, as long as they're happy, I guess is what matters. But yeah, wasted potential and talent. Truly, I don't know. I really don't know.
Man, CJ started OnlyFans. I'm about to start one soon. Anyways, let's get back to it.
I mean, you know what? Third parties, AEW's all about that, right? Anyway, y'all good though. Speaking of parties, here's hey, there you go. Here's a tag team party for you. As Dark Order's John Silver and Alex Reynolds took on the Varsity Athletes, Tony Nese and Josh Woods in our AEW Dark and basically last AEW Dark event to be for now. Early going here, Alex Reynolds, highly underrated. He went one-on-one with Tony Nese. They locked up as Tony Nese got the better of the exchange. He gave you 8 reasons why he is the premier athlete as he flexed. But then Reynolds caught him with a drop kick and followed with a crossbody. Then Josh Woods tags himself in, delivers a right hand to Reynolds, who then follows up with a series of elbows and a knee. And we get a bit of an exchange here, a few stomps, and then a tap back in the knees. The Varsity Athletes in control, isolating Alex Reynolds. Woods delivers a running knee, plants Alex Reynolds goes for a pin, but John Silver finally comes in to break up the fall. And then John Silver gets dumped to the outside before Tony Nese tries to interfere behind the rest back. Then Nese joins Silver on the outside, though, courtesy of Alex Reynolds, while the two legal men do get down the middle of the ring. Woods delivers German suplex and then goes up for a pin, but Reynolds was able to kick out. The former Ring of Honor Pure Champion, the Technical Beast. As Tony Nese was tabbed back in, we get some uppercuts, but Reynolds finally, good God almighty, get worked over this match. Finally makes a tag to Johnny Hungy, John Silver. This man needs a singles title program. Who then?
God, you don't understand Johnny, but Johnny Hungy is so, it's
underrated.
crazy. I really think I'm the same size as him, height wise, bro. And bro, because like I want to be a pro wrestler, and I'm trying, work out and trying, give it in together. Mentally, especially, but I feel like my style will probably be like Johnny Hungy's, bro. Just short, stocky, and just be a meaty motherfucker.
And just be a big, meaty, medium size, medium height, meaty man.
Put him in the best of the Super Juniors. Oh my God, I will laugh my ass off just seeing him just running around.
Okay, now I need him versus Hiromu Takahashi at Forbidden Door. Thank you, Zero.
No man, him against Shingo Takagi.
Oh God, Shingo's a heavy. Okay, now actually I do want to see that Bumping Bomber versus John Silver.
No, remember Shingo?
Yeah, of course I do. Shingo was unstoppable in the junior division until he met Will Ospreay.
He should have won that Best of Super Juniors. I swear to God, he should have won that one.
Oh wow. Yeah, he did everything possible in that division. He didn't need to be in that division, so I was like, okay, well, Ospreay, you lead this division. I'll go in the heavyweights. The rest is history.
Man, rest in peace, defeat the juniors during that tournament.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Hell, Sho had the closest chance, and he came up short. That's when Sho was actually relevant. Oop. Anyway, getting back to things of relevancy, Johnny Hungy, who we all love, and of course, just can't believe how strong, how fast, how impactful this little meaty man is. Sends Nese to the top turnbuckle face first, follows up with an uppercut, series of kicks to Nese's chest, lands a brainbuster, then Reynolds tags in, holds Nese in place while he's draped over the top turnbuckle. Silver ascends the top rope, but Ari Daivari comes in, knocks Silver off, behind the rest back, allows Nese to capitalize on Reynolds, go for a pin. Reynolds kicks out again. Evil Uno finally comes down to even the numbers, thank goodness. Levels Ari Daivari, well, his trust finally got busted. And then tosses him back in to the ring as Reynolds tosses interfering Woods over to Silver, meets with an uppercut. Then Dark Order delivers what I like to call perpetual tag team synergy, or basically a super combo if you want to be in video games. Elbow, Enziguri, Stunner, German Suplex, Jackknife, float over, boom, there's the win for the Dark Order. I love that finishing sequence.
Yo, every time I see it, I'm like, they have so much chemistry. They know what they're doing, and I really love their vibes. Like, holy shit.
Every time.
It's just the fact that I'm surprised they never got a tag team championship opportunity. Like, it's crazy because they are, even though they're not on the highest of the totem pole of the tag team division, it's just like how we always pointed the Acclaim to win the tag title. Like, I feel like this might be the next upcoming of rising tag teams, because I feel like either them or Stu and Uno go back and tag team. I feel like I just want the Dark Order to hold at least one tag team, titles, bro. Like I feel like they could do
I
really
agree.
good.
Yeah, I definitely
And
agree.
yeah, and it's just like it's crazy how see Johnny Hungy and his partner is just they just bro, this is crazy, man. Why can't there be a dark? Why can't there be like a dark heavyweight champion or a dark tag team champion? Because I feel like they will like I would use that to like call up talent to the TV, bro. If you win a dark heavyweight title or something, or like maybe you're a big deal, and once you lose it, get your ass on TV, bro. Same with tag teams. You did good, get your ass on TV, bro. Maybe be on Rampage and then work your way into Dynamite. But, bruh, man, rest in peace, dog. I'm about to pour one out.
I don't blame you,
To
because
the
yeah, that was
homeboys,
the last
bro.
match as we now know it of Dark and Dark Elevation, who are basically on indefinite. It's one of those fans where it's not. It's one of those fans where I want to say that's like it's not goodbye, it's just see you later. But again, the future being uncertain. Besides the fact you got Collision, which apparently is going to be completely separate from Dynamite. So maybe a lot of these eccentric talents we're talking about here will have a stay and have a place and maybe even a title chance on that new platform Saturday nights, which again is supposed to be separate from Dynamite, but only time will tell. And until we literally get to the summer, we're nowhere near even the first episode. So roster restructuring has to happen over the summer, though, for All Elite Wrestling in the most permanent form, in my opinion.
Yeah, like
But that being said, we go now to the flagship show currently that still has been around since friggin' 2019 and still holds down
damn.
Wednesday nights primarily every single damn week. Because it was time for AEW Dynamite, and we kicked things off from the
Break the
FLA.
fuse, break the boob, Dynamite.
There you go. That's that constant theme that's still been played since day one. Right? I mean, hey, it works.
That's
What it is.
fucking crazy, bro. Bro, you know
No
what's
theme
crazy?
change for 3 years.
Yo, I'm gonna say this. The fact that Dynamite, when they first debuted and they literally broke like a million some views, that is
Yeah.
crazy. Like this is how you know this. Some people say this is competition against the corporate machine known as the World Wrestling Entertainment. But yes, it is. But at the same time, it's like you got to appreciate the fact that there's another show that literally is the alternative. Well, it was TNA, but they fucked that whole shit up.
They got they
Congratulations.
got they got a bad pass, but they're in a better place now. That's why you
They're
have
in a
Trinity
better
now part of the
place.
Nagas division. But continue.
Yeah, but like the thing is it's just the fact that they've been around for like a few years now, and they already like no like I was always wanted AEW to be one of the best pro wrestling shows in this fucking country, and I am happy that now. But I'm a
Right,
little scared 4 years later because the decisions they wanted to make.
right.
Almost copying the same decisions that TNA made, sign in, release WWE guys, making higher than everybody and everything, or maybe just have certain decisions makes somebody else happy. It's just you want things to work out. And the first few years was the golden years, bro. Until COVID 19 and but other than that, it's like you seen the evolution of this product, and it's freaking amazing just to see and how they went from colorful Dynamite with the two entrance ways with love them the two tunnels. I love them so much. To a neon lights Dynamite, fucking interesting.
red versus blue, more sports-centric feel, the opposing force versus the opposite force.
Yeah.
It's not completely a bad thing, though. It's more of a cleaner presentation,
It is
honestly.
cleaner. It is cleaner, but I do, but I do mix that NXT 2.0 colors that they used to have. The
Well, at
little
least the
powdery
explosion
tint.
actually made sense considering what the product was all about with its colorful
Yeah,
pyro and its opener still. So, I mean, I
yeah.
understand what you're saying, but like all things over time, they have to,
Have to
evolve.
evolve.
They have to
Yeah.
reshape. They have to, redefine. And I feel like since the beginning of this year, AEW particularly has done that despite their past mistakes. And everybody makes mistakes, but it's whether or not
Yeah.
you learn from them, grow from them, or if your fan base holds them against you over some
Oh
sort of
my.
community.
Or
But
both.
I digress. No, we're not going down that the proverbial rabbit hole.
No, I
And like
was
I
saying,
said,
hold up.
this year has yielded more optimism in opportunity of booking and variety in AEW than I've ever seen, considering you look at
Oh.
who's at the forefront of this product now, mostly homegrown AEW talent since
Yo.
day one.
Here's the thing though, that's really crazy about this. Okay, so remember the past few champions they had, right?
Yes.
They had the first champion, Jericho, which is a already established talent and a legend. Then they passed that to John Moxley, who is, in my opinion, AEW general. But because this man is, man, I love Moxley. I respect this man because he had to take off a vacation just to help his company that he wants to see and grow. Then, then after, uh, then after Moxley, it was Omega. Then after Omega, okay, so the thing with Omega, he's already established and all that stuff, and his New Japan. Then you have Hangman Page, is a somewhat of a homegrown talent if you think about it, because he was in Ring of Time and he did ride around with the Elite,
Right.
so that doesn't really count. Then, then after Hangman Page, Punk and all guy. Then after Punk, to impact to Moxley, to back to Punk. But the latest champion is actually homegrown, which is MJF. And it's
100%.
crazy because when you look back on the past champions, you actually see now they are going to give these homegrown talents the spotlight they deserve, because now they're passing the torch to them, and seeing that evolution going on is a beautiful sight to see, because now we can say fucking finally
See
for
what happens. Roll the
years.
dice. Roll the dice and see if this talent rises to the occasion on their grandest stage to date on live television, AEW, Dynamite, and so much more to come too. Considering most of these people, again, have never even been on a TV-centric product, let alone in this sort of type of environment. You got to consider when you think about the training regimen, the overall experience, the previous roads that several of these weekly regulars have undergone to get to this spot. Ricky Starks prolifically talked about it. So it's a beautiful thing to see. And like I said, with AEW, you should never want anything, if you're a fan of this industry, to fail. For someone to succeed means everybody else has to further their game and have to strive to improve and raise the standard. That's what we all
Yeah,
should want, because at the end of the day, it means better opportunities for us fans, a bigger product, a wider scope of presentation, and overall more motivation for the entire welfare of the talent they're in right now and to come. So at the end of the day, if you do not want something like AEW to succeed, despite your bias or your tribalist or you're self-absorbed
God, I hate
or
tribalistic
you're
wrestling fans.
I
I
was
hate
about to say that's one of the
it.
worst things with this whole entire world, but I'm just saying. The bottom line is this: just be wholesome, enjoy your life, enjoy wrestling, be happy to see something succeed, and hope that means that more success will follow for the entire industry. You
And
don't
that's
need something to be the one all, end all, beat all, be the only damn thing to talk about and watch. There is more to wrestling than one, what, or two companies. There's an entire plethora, scope, worldwide outlook that you all are oversighting. Stop it and quit being selfish.
Yeah,
Anyway,
okay. This goes out to all the called the tribalistic fans out there. Let me tell you something, brother.
oh boy,
So,
tough tangent.
so I want you to go outside, right, and just go first go touch grass because I feel like you need some vitamins or shit. And two, I want you to go on YouTube, Google.com, to then type in Google.com, and then go find and go type in pro wrestling, and then you see all this magical things, which is called Japanese Kuresu, Lucha Libre, Canadian Strong Style. There's a lot of stuff out there for everybody, and the fact that you so used to the corporate machine, WWE or AEW, and how they are because you really don't like the other. How about this? How about we all come together and just enjoy the fine arts known as pro wrestling?
Damn
Because
it. Yeah,
because
like I always say, just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling.
there's a lot of shit out there, bruv.
Exactly. That's why I watch it 6 days a week. Let's
Yeah,
go ahead and talk
man.
about
Watch
Dynamite.
DDT, bruh.
Yeah.
DDT's great.
Hey, man, DDT, again, that's just one of the many.
It
But
is.
this was also great here as I talk about and acknowledge this prolific fighting non-part timer, 20D running champion as of right now. Following this match, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy defend the AEW now Christian International Championship against Bandito. There's your Lucha Libre for you.
I thought this
This
man.
match just
Oh,
caught me off guard with what I thought these two were capable of doing. It goes to show that Orange Cassidy truly might be the most dynamic wrestler since Kenny Omega to work with anybody in the ring.
yeah.
So, so Bandito and Cassidy in the early going, Cassidy with the Hurricane Rana, why his hands were in his pockets. I still don't
Goated.
understand how pocket power works with this man. And
He's
then gets the
goated,
drop
that's
kick, but
it.
then Bandito catches Cassidy with the tope, drops Cassidy first gets the guardrail. This was the turning point here. Works over the midsection, applies the stretch muffler, but Cassidy is able to make his way to the ropes and force the break. Then Bandito, as he does, continues flying with the tope Conica row, hits Cassidy with a chop, then connects with a thrust kick, pump kick, knocking Cassidy back into the ropes. While Orange continues to try and fight back, diving crossbody press finally hits, but then Orange knocks Bandito into the barricade with an elbow suicida. Both of these men, they're going for broke. Bandito, though, lures Orange Cassidy with false security, rocks him with another kick, and then uses a one-arm suplex. How strong is this man? With a cutter fall for a near fall. As Bandito smashed Orange Cassidy with a frog splash, Viva La Raza following that for the 2.5 this match. While Orange was looking for the roll-up, the mousetrap, Bandito found a way to escape. I like the fact that commentary talked about why he was gone, fighting in Japan and Mexico. He was working, redefining his style to find a way out of the mousetrap. Many people, I think apparently nobody at this point, has been able to find a way out of this pinning maneuver. Bandito did that. But then Orange hit him with the beach break and pinned Bandito, and that was what he needed for the win. While Bandito's got that one move, Orange Cassidy, he has more than one trick up his, well, who am I kidding, in his pocket. And the beach break allowed first Orange Cassidy for his 20th, keyword, 20th successful defense of the AEW International Championship. To get the people what they want as he endorses Bandito with a pair of his own shades. This was freaking awesome.
This match, bruh, there was so many times I thought Bandito was going to do it. I was like, yo, this man got out of the freaking. Look at this man got the shades, bro. But
anyway, continue. I'm just messing with you. Continue.
Yeah, but like the fact that Bandito, bro, Bandito is just Bandito, bro. Like this man is literally Lucha Libre at his finest. Like
Damn right.
I really enjoy seeing some good old Bandito, and I thought he was gonna win the title. I was hoping he does, but hey, what's crazy is the fact that Orange Cassidy is literally damn near unbeatable at this point.
Pretty much.
This man's unbeatable. He cannot be stopped. This man will either do like a whole mousetrap or he'll do something else. But this man is literally just, bruh, something about Orange Cassidy is just so. He may not be what the people really like about pro wrestling, but he is pretty entertaining and he's pretty good in the ring. Like if you've seen him actually wrestling, it is crazy. It's like his style does not match who he is character wise, and that's what catches people off guard. So when he
Yeah, you
started,
could ask Will Ospreay about that, particularly at Forbidden Door last year. Good
uh,
grief.
like that match was crazy, but I really, I'm interested in seeing who's going to dethrone him because you thought it was going to be my boy Buddy Murphy,
I thought it was Buddy
or
Matthews. That's what the one,
yes,
especially when he worked the hand. He took
yes,
out the orange punch,
you
and
thought,
still Orange Cassidy found another way to win.
yeah, or Shibata because Shibata played no games, but that
No,
man is no joke, bro. Or you thought it's going to be Bandito because Bandito is damn near he's basically Vikingo with a mask. This is the way he moves,
that's a
baby.
fair analysis. I don't know if he's been
Yes,
Triple A Mega Champion, but that's a
he
fair
has
analysis because
been.
he's Ring of Honor
No,
World,
wait, he
former Ring of Honor
hasn't.
World Champion.
Yeah, but like the thing is that what what is it going to take to beat like what is it going to take to beat Orange Cassidy, Roman Reigns because he can't lose the title? Nah, nah, nah. Orange Cassidy might actually be Roman with a mouse.
I would love to see that. I would just love to see that. But I mean, at this
But
point, yeah, I mean, Japan, Australia, America, Canada, it doesn't matter. No one's been able to figure out Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy. At this point, I look at Forbidden Door. Maybe somebody else from Japan can do it. Maybe, I don't know, Stone Pitbull. Maybe Jeff Cobb. Maybe Shigo Takagi. Maybe somebody would not even figure it up out of DDT. Maybe Konosuke Takeshita. Maybe this is the moment he's looking for. I don't know at this point, though. I don't have a clear answer for you.
yeah, why, why did I imagine Ishii versus Orange Cassidy, bro? That's gonna
The definition of no nonsense versus
go.
nonsense.
I am. I'm trying to hold my laughter because I want to talk, but like the fact I could just imagine the match. Ishii just look at him so lost, like what the fuck are you doing?
Boy!
Orange just that that'd be the most. I would love to see that match, but it, I don't know who's. The match was awesome, but like I don't know who's gonna beat Orange Cassidy at this point because this man is damn near like Roman Reigns. You can't beat him.
Yeah.
But
Except he actually wrestles effectively and adapts on the fly, and it's not politically based. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? Anyway.
or or with interference, he won clean. Every match he was in, he won clean.
Yep.
So
And
like
each way was different,
yo,
practically.
yo man, he's the head of the table in AEW. Just give him well, he already got the Superman punch. All he needs is a
Orange one, yeah.
spear.
Yep.
The figure the two hands in the pocket spear.
I mean, I guess that's the only thing he hasn't. He does the tope, but again, we'll have to wait and see. But hey, Bandito,
But
Orange Cassidy, respect.
what an awesome match, bro. I love these two motherfuckers.
It's good to see them back, Bandito back. We
It
go
is
backstage
good,
with Renee
yeah.
Paquette, who interviews Adam Cole, who is pissed off,
Baby.
baby. And he says he's going to go out to the ring to call out Chris Jericho. Going to show him that he made the biggest mistake he could possibly make. And if he doesn't come out, he will find him. Renee Paquette had a busy night because following this, she's now with Darby Allin and Jungle Boy Jack Perry, who are, of course, talking about the fact that we are trying to fight our way to the AEW World Championship. And of course, Darby says, Jack, last week we said things to each other that took things a bit too far. If you care about any of this pillar stuff, all I'm saying is have my bet tonight. And Jungle Boy Jack Perry realized he was right. We did say a few things that may have gone too far. And Jungle Boy Jack Perry wished it was him out there. But again, thanks to the hit and run Dynamite ring shenanigans on JF, it's not. So good luck. And Darby subtly says, I wouldn't be in you again. So there's a bit of mutual
Yeah.
respect, and it looks like there still is a bit of self-proclaimed one-upsmanship because Darby Allin previously beat Jungle Boy Jack Perry in one-on-one action. So I mean,
Darby's a lucky asshole. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. He's a lucky asshole, but like Jack Perry he looks like a baby.
right?
But like it's crazy because these are our pillars, bro. Like you got 4 different type of personalities. The freaking school shooter personality which is Darby Allin. You got the freaking Tarzan. Then you got the
Arrogant
freak
blogger.
yes, and then you got the cunt, the freaking dickhead, the asshole, the salt of the earth. Like this
Yes.
man, like holy shit, like
And
4
yet there's
different
so many
personalities.
dynamics that each of these men actually share with each other, which is why this four-way just works on so many levels.
Oh, this reminds me. Well, this kind of reminds me of the other 4 pillars of All Japan. You got Masawa, who is a really great technical mastermind, and he's got some good ass elbows and emerald flosion. God dang it. Then you got Kawada, one of
Kawada.
the vicious kickers I've ever seen in my damn life.
There's a reason
Then
why we say Kawada kicks when certain wrestlers try and do that. Kyle Riley.
Dangerous K, baby, Dangerous K. Then Penta Kabashi, which is basically just straight power. Then the final one, which is, in my opinion, I don't really know a lot, but I know of him. He doesn't like appeal to me that much. Akira Taue. These are like the 4 pillars has different styles and different personalities, which I like because who wants to copy paste short trunks, knee pads, boots, wrestlers like he knows how to do 20 flips and all that stuff. You got
Hey,
different,
the prototype, John Cena 2.0.
yes, ruthless aggression.
Oh, I remember that match, and I remember that look. Trust me.
That was a crazy look.
Right?
But yeah, like they have because like check out one who wears booty shorts with trunks, then one who looks like he just got done from George of the Jungle, and then you got homie who is basically just an indie wrestler. Then you got the wrestler who is more character than anything. So they all got their own styles, and their own looks to be different. So I'm really excited to see how these 4 personalities, these 4 individuals, will basically interact inside of a ring. And this
Well,
promo really says everything about this whole damn match. You
this
got 2
promo versus
dickheads and like
each
my
promo.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Each
like
promo just escalating it further and further in a different way amongst what feels like now 2 mutual parties. As again, our main event this night was going to be Darby Allin versus freaking Sammy Guevara. And the winner of that match, of course, will
oh,
face MJF one-on-one at Double or Nothing because
oh,
Jungle Jack Perry lost out last week against Sammy Guevara, thanks again to MJF hit and run, where it seems that MJF and Sammy have paid for the fix. And we would see if that would come to fruition and carry out later in the night. But
imagine.
before that, talking about fixing stuff or trying to fix yourself,
I
oh
can't.
my gosh. This right here just I'm just gonna say this right now. I can't stand Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett goes one-on-one with AEW World Champion Dax Harwood, while Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh were about to escort him to the ring.
You don't
Officials
like
came
Double
out
J?
to what?
You don't like Double J? Jeff
No,
Jarrett?
no, I don't.
Come
No, I
on,
don't.
man.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Come on, man.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. Meanwhile, we got a traditional type of match here with Dax Harwood, who again, after the madness that happened on friggin' Rampage, don't blame him here. Jared in the early
My
going grabs a
world.
that theme. My eye.
Covered in my mind. My world. Here's the code and here's the
How the hell he
dash.
still has that? I will say this. I don't have to like the guy, but I respect the Jarrett name, and I respect the fact that he still can actually carry himself pretty decently in the ring. And for what this match was, it felt like it was literally a traditional wrestling match. You thought I was watching NWA. Dax Harwood, of course, the heavy hitter. Jarrett, the grounded striker. We get a side headlock takeover. They go on, though, but then Jarrett uses a shoulder tackle and arm drag takeover. Follows up with a body slam as Jeff Jarrett calls himself the last true outlaw. Dax takes Jarrett, though, down with a nice snap suplex, followed with a leg drop to Jarrett's throat. And then looks for a superplex, but Jarrett gets out of the way and shoves him to the mat. As they keep trading strikes, and good grief, Dax Harwood again. That's one mean right. Jarrett hits a knee breaker, though, on Dax, but Dax manages to connect with a diving headbutt. And at this point, you're wondering who would take advantage. But Dax follows up with the pile driver. How the hell? Jeff Jarrett took out this. Somehow Jeff Jarrett kicked out near fall. Jarrett rolls the outside ring to create some space between him, but Jarrett then grabs Dax in a catapult. Dax, though, chases Jarrett back inside the ring. And next thing you know, Dax rocks Jarrett with a short-arm lariat until that stupid, bald idiot with a Dixon Takaroga number 2 in the wrong place freaking get a new brain. Sanjay Dutt shows up, trips up Dax Harwood, distracts Dax, and somehow the ref's like, what are you doing out here? Where's Aubrey Edwards, damn it? And meanwhile, distracted Dax gets back in the ring. Jarrett hits Dax with the stroke, and fucking hell. Jeff Jarrett pins one half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions and holds Dax towel up above his head. So help me God if Jeff Jarrett becomes a Tag Team Champion.
Come on, Nova. You know you like Jeff Jarrett. He's like, him and Sanjay Dutt, Team TNA, man. Come on, now.
You want to talk about the dark days of TNA, or you're talking about the Asylum? Because I don't live in the past for a number of reasons. All I know is Jeff Jarrett couldn't do it on his own. Aubrey Edwards was not in the right place at the right time. She wasn't even the official. This damn idiot referee is blind and less control. And now you got this crook, straight up crook, with a pin over one half of the tag champs. Give me a break. Trying to manipulate Mark Briscoe in the process.
Look, bruv. Jeff Jarrett is like one of the best professional wrestlers in the world, bro. You gotta understand the fact that, he's the one of the last outlaws, which I disagree with because the real last outlaw for wrestling is actually John Mox. If you know how he is.
Death Rider, I agree.
Yeah, he's the last outlaw for wrestling. But back to me harassing you. But Sanjay Dutt, I wish he was back in the ring. Guru. I kind of miss that gimmick, bro.
Yeah, I remember the gimmick. I remember the
the Guru.
The Guru.
But it seems like Jeff Jarrett never a step in a way. Like he's actually not bad in the ring still for his age, which is crazy because
some people think that he's actually better than what he used to be for quite a bit of his career,
which is insane,
right?
When you age like fine wine, it's insane. But him beating Dax was it was an interesting decision because the fact that I was kind of hoping Dax wins, but I kind of get why they have Jeff win because it has the story. It has the storyline to get the tag titles. I don't think they're gonna win the titles, but they might. And if they do, the next time we're gonna do this review, I'm going to laugh before you do your intro because I know your reaction is gonna be hilarious, and I'm going to bully you the whole way through that joint. Harass you and everything.
I just had my annual physical on Thursday. My blood pressure was normal. I feel like before the end of May, I might be with high blood pressure sooner than I think.
This man about to pop a blood vessel.
In more ways than one. But that is to come, unfortunately. But, talking about right now. Either way,
man.
They have good chemistry. I liked the match for what it was up until the Sanjay Dutt blatant interference running across the just damn.
That's his solo Sokoa, bro.
Not nearly as effective or brave. Anyway, moving on from there, we then hear from Tony Khan, who gives us an announcement. And I love this on so many levels. Last year, AEW Double or Nothing established a relationship with the Owen Hart Foundation, thus bringing the Owen to fruition. A tournament that culminated in proving what Owen Hart was. Truly one of the all time best professional wrestlers ever. Period. Point blank. It culminated last year at Double or Nothing with Adam Cole and Dunberg DMD winning each Owens respectfully. This year, we have the Owen once again, but not culminating at Double or Nothing, kicking off with opening ceremony. And then going from there, the tournament will be held throughout Canada. And the finals will actually be taking place in Owen's hometown of Calgary, the same day the premiere of AEW Collision.
That is pretty, that is actually pretty good for, because, like, if I'm being honest, though, having the tournament happen in Canada, like a world tour like tournament, is one of the best things you could do. Because, like, it's one thing to have a tournament that represents okay, this is just an example. This ain't real. It's like some people think that a tournament for like a Mexican wrestler is going to happen all over America. He's not in Mexico, which makes absolutely no sense.
No.
But to have a tournament for a guy like him to celebrate his wrestling style and everything in Canada is one of the best things you can. And I hope the tournament brackets get revealed soon, because oh my god, I would love to know who's fighting who, and especially who is in the tournament in general. Because I know they're probably gonna have a female bracket too, which is cool. But I
Yep,
want
they're
to
going to have
know.
both a male and a female. Opening ceremony at Double or Nothing, I imagine that's where the brackets have to be revealed.
It has to. But one thing I do want to know and need an answer is what they're going to do with the what they're going to do with the winners from last time. Are they going to defend the titles, or are they going to just, I don't know.
It's one of those things where I feel like the Owen is an accolade, an homage, an honor. You don't necessarily, I feel, defend what you get from it, but you try and repeat success from it. So, to be perfectly honest with you, I definitely see both winners being involved because, duh, they won the inaugural Owen. But I don't think necessarily it's like, constant trophy like casing. It's the symbol, it's the moment, it's the moniker that you win this prestigious tournament. So I think it's more than just, they won, they should defend this. It's not so much defending the physical item, it's defending basically the mentality of the tournament and practically your honor. I definitely expect some Ring of Honor talent involvement in this thing too, bar none.
If I swear to God, if Athena, Abaddon, Emi Sakura, freaking Layla Hurst not in the tournament, then this tournament sucks. If Riho's not in the tournament, this tournament's a failure. I need her in the tournament, bro.
Well, to be fair, Legit Layla Hurst and Chris Statlander get well soon. They're still out injured. And as far as the men, Kyle O'Reilly get well soon. I want to see Kyle O'Reilly back in this thing.
Man, Kyle O'Reilly is just, I love that man, bro.
But, underrated. Underrated.
Bobby Fish, you literally lost your you lost your privileges, bro. Get out of my face.
That's the only thing he lost. Well, again, so a tremendous announcement for this incredible tournament honoring a greater wrestler and a greater father. And now it will be throughout his home country, culminating in his hometown. This is going to be a very special summer.
Yes, this is going to be a great summer because, man, I'm not going to hold you. I do love me a good old tournament, but I want the tournament to actually make sense. So
I agree.
This 4 pillars tournament, I don't fuck with, but
I already said 4 people don't, 3 people don't make a tournament. But anyway, continue.
Stupid. But like, I do hope that like the brackets get revealed. You have some good talent and you have some upcoming talent in the brackets because if there's gonna be if there's gonna be a tournament throughout all of Canada, I need you to have talent that has that spirit to fight all over the place, bro.
I can see New Japan. Well, excuse me. I can see New Japan involvement as well as they did so New Japan footage too, and you know they're probably going to have like a Joker on each one as well. So again, only time will tell. Speaking of time, good grief, you could get a stopwatch for this thing. Our TNT champion Wardlow with the enforcer Arn Anderson took on what was his name? Ariel Levy. Wardlow began headbutting his opponent, followed by a lariat, then used the Powerbomb Symphony, and that was literally it. He didn't even use the Glock in this match.
But my face, Wardlow. I don't want to see you right now.
Arn Anderson, though, he took a mic, and Arn Anderson, he basically said, I've been in this business now for 40 years, and been walking these halls for 3 years. It's ironic that tomorrow is the NFL draft. And you get a good team and get a good pick and create a dynasty. I really think about that word. Wardlow, you are you are the dynasty in AEW. But there's a couple of things you need to agree with me on. Again, he's the coach. Who's going to argue with the coach? Sometimes either pull a guy's eye out and bite a thumb off. Maybe you'll have to pick up a chair, crack somebody over the head. That last sentence had more merit to it than we thought because countdown to instant classic 3, 2, 1. Look who's back. Christian Cage and his right hand of destruction, Luchasaurus. Not a word said, but again, we keep seeing, okay, the next challenge being revealed. The mind games continued. He comes towards the ring, but does not enter in it. To be continued.
Okay, so I already seen this week's Dynamite, so I know.
Yes, as we all do. Spoiler alert, folks. We'll talk about this true week in AEW come next Spark.
Yeah, but one thing I will say is that before that week, I thought it's gonna be a horse fight, Luchasaurus against against Warlow, which is definitely going to be we'll be all right, man. I wouldn't mind it, but
And they've done it before, 1-on-1, even though it was a lumberjack during the pandemic. But yeah,
but like I really wouldn't mind this for because I'd be down for that, and I am happy that this is going to be this is going to be a interesting storyline. Right. Especially since the person who's challenging the belt is someone we never thought would be. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, TNT Tao taking a different direction, different opponents.
And I want to say rest in peace to that poor soul who got destroyed by Warlow.
Right. Damn.
So yeah, GG's.
Hey,
loser.
Again. Hey, well, opportunity. You're on TV. There you go. Meanwhile, backstage, Renee Paquette staying busy. She now is interviewing Sammy Guevara before everyone's favorite, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, comes in. And basically, MJF's talking about people are saying, Sammy, I am the yeah, without the music. Yeah, but you pretty much might as well play it. He's saying, I'm a gutless coward and that I politic Tony Khan. And then Sammy's saying, people are saying that you are paying me to lay down and ruining the sanctity of this sport. And then they both like, we don't care. And basically, they exchange a gift. As Sammy gives MJF a vest, MJF gives Sammy a scarf. And friends don't shake hands. Friends hug. They hug it out as Renee's like, back to you. Oh, good Lord Almighty.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I hope they become a tag team down the road because that's great, bro. I'm telling you, yo, I'm gonna say, they call me a coward. They saying I am ruining the sacred sport. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, there's all smiles. We don't care.
Like, bro, I'm telling you, bro. Heels like these are just the greatest, dog. They are just awesome. Like MJF has to be like MJF is just the living embodiment of people like us, bro. We just don't give a fuck.
No.
We just want to be like, bro. Fuck man, fuck this sacred man, bro. Man, I just want the money. I want to become champ. I don't give a.
And at
Like
the
it's
end of the day,
crazy.
you're in this industry for two things: according to Booker T, checks and championships. Both of
Oh
them
God,
are in play here with these two.
for real. Because we know what happens next, but
Right.
this is a interesting way
And, make a deal with the
for
devil and see if you trust it.
yeah, like this is a one way to plant the seeds for the storyline, and
A whole
I'm
different
thinking this
direction.
about to be interesting.
Yep. As we go on from there, RJ City immediately attacked by Buffalo Combat Club. Oh, poor RJ. As they were talking about Kenny Omega's tag team match, and Mox simply said, "We have some scars here to leave tonight." Apparently, RJ City, he was just the latest victim. Not much more to say there. RJ City is such a weird dude. As we, I'm sure Renee Paquette cared so much that happened. As we move on to our Four Pillars tournament final. Again, three people don't make a tournament. There, I said it. It was Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin. And the winner, of course, was going to face MJF at the main event of Double or Nothing in Las Vegas for the Triple B, the AEW World Championship. The
Beautiful
match doesn't even get
Golden
started,
Goat.
though, before there's the music we're talking about. MJF joins. Yep. He joins his favorite person, Tony Schiavone, on the broadcast table with Excalibur and
I
Taz.
love how Tony Schiavone is with MJF, bro. It is the funniest
You don't give a
thing I've
damn.
ever seen, dog. Like
Zero
that's just,
bias.
just great.
Tony Schiavone's being Tony Schiavone, man. He tells you straight up. He's a straight shooter. Anyway,
You, you prick.
Sammy and Darby, they renew hostilities going all the way back to AEW Revolution 2020 when they had their first one-on encounter. So I knew these two were going to go batshit crazy on each other. And so they did. In the early going, though, there was some solid wrestling, side headlock followed by a drop kick, and then Sammy literally insulted Darby Allin, spinning into his face, and then hitting a knee to Darby's back. Darby looking to fall back, though, with a German suplex off the apron, but Sammy used a low blow while the ref was distracted. And Sammy followed up with a moonsault to Darby on the floor. While Darby tried to follow up again later on with a Tobe Suicida, Sammy countered with a cutter. That was brilliant. I will say that. Then Sammy sets up Darby on a table, and then Darby clocks Sammy with a strike, and then climbs the top turnbuckle. Tay Conti, though, comes down to the ringside for her man. Distracts Darby out, then Sammy catches Darby off guard with a Spanish fly for a near fall. The way he just floats up and catches him at that was brilliant. Sammy once again puts Darby on the table, and this time crashes through him with a 630 senton. Why MJF is enjoying pickles and just in awe and amaze of his friend. MJF, though, is ticked, though, that Darby somehow was able to get back in the ring before the 10 count. Before MJF came down to the ring, though, MJF threw Darby's skateboard into the ring. Paul Turner turned around, caught Darby with a weapon in hand, red-handed. Sammy was down. And, ladies and gentlemen, this match ended via disqualification.
You'll love to see it.
What the fuck?
You love to see it.
As Sammy Guevara was declared the winner, and the graphics showed up, and MJF and Sammy embraced each other. And then Swarm Darby, of course, at the match to Joe Japuri came down for the save to prevent the 100K KO shot. And as MJF and Sammy retreated, Tony Schiavone received a message as Excalibur was just apoplectic, and Taz was like, "Oh, listen, man, but then he said, "Listen up, you prick. I just talked with Tony Khan." Again, only at AEW would you hear an announcer truly be like that. I just talked with Tony Khan, and yes, Sammy, by winning the Four Pillars tournament, you've earned the title shot at Double or Nothing. But next week on Dynamite, there's going to be a tag team match where Jungle Boy and Darby Allin will face you two, and if they win, the match will then become a Pillars four-way match, and Sammy and MJF were apoplectic. Like Jungle Boy Japuri offered Darby his hand, and both men rise to their feet together in the ring. One last opportunity.
All right, so one props to Tony Schiavone for being a straight G, just not giving those shits towards MJF and all that BS.
I agree.
Man, I love Tony Schiavone, but like, I knew this was coming. Like I knew there was gonna be a 4-way. Like there ain't no way they're gonna do a singles match. Like because the way there was because the week before already sealed its fate. Like you already know this is gonna be some BS because the fact that Sammy Guevara won like that, you knew there's gonna be something scuff going on in the next match.
That manipulate the system.
Yes, and then Sammy won again by the most Eddie Guerrero thing I've ever seen in my life,
Right?
and that actually worked.
Yeah.
Which is
He
even
got
surprising.
disqualified. It was like, wait, he was trying to plead. Pantera's like, nope, you're disqualified. Ding ding.
Yo, because like usually when they do that, they either transfer it to like a roll up and it doesn't like count. But this one actually got a DQ, so you knew there was something scuff going on afterwards.
Oh yeah.
They played it well, and both Sammy and MJF really. I love the reactions this one. But they just flip out.
Oh yeah, because after we came back, of course,
Yeah.
we saw them basically talking about this is bullcrap, and we'll get it done next week. And as MJF was making his leave, Sammy's like, "Can I go with you?" I was like, MJF's like, it's full." All right, well, there's your tag partner. You trust him, so there you go.
And then like his show was inside the SUV, and it's not even.
Right.
That's hilarious. Like,
unless Vegan was in there. Anyway, we go back inside the arena as Sammy looks dumbfounded, and we have Adam Cole come out to the ring, and he basically fought what he said earlier. He called out Jericho. He knows what he made him do last week while he was handcuffed. Just watched him as you had these people attack Britt. You cross the line, and he swears to God. Oh, yeah, he's pissed. He's going to hurt him. He's going to hurt him bad. Get out here. And for a moment, we thought that he was going to beat him with adventure of his life, waiting for him to come out. Jericho's music does hit. Jericho appears, though, on the Titantron. And Jericho says, "You want me to come to the ring and fight you? I'm not coming anywhere near you. A man that lets the love of his life get beaten." Again, you left him handcuffed. I'm just saying. I'm thinking double entendre right here. But you did nothing to stop it. You are a coward. I don't want to be near you. But my guys will. And next thing you know, there's that classic line. Get him, boys. The Jericho Presents Society, Jake Hager, Daniel Garcia, the 2.0. They swarm him. And the most unique of allies come out to try and even the numbers in one freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, who of course has no love lost Jericho Presents Society. Heck, Jake Hager was a previous challenger for his title. And Bandito, who I think still had the shades at the time. But the numbers were still too much because, again, it was 3-on-4. And then, wait a minute, the hell is this Titantron? And I'm listening to the music. Wow.
Come, I'll be waiting.
End of heartache indeed. Roderick Strong, ladies and gentlemen, is all elite. Roderick Strong came down and basically cleared the ring. And as Adam Cole saw this, what a freaking moment, an emotional reunion, Tony Bryan says. Extremely proud for rival, says Taz. Graphic was literally brought out on the Twitter following this segment. Roderick Strong has officially signed with all elite wrestling. Yeah.
Oh man!
Yeah.
I'll be waiting.
Oh my god.
James.
Wow. That was impromptu.
James. James.
All right, continue. I'm sorry.
This is why you're not in Killswitch Engage, bro.
I know.
All right. Well,
like I know you did that Jekyll and Hyde cover, but come on now.
Jeez, oh face. Again, though, how fitting though. End of heartache. He's out of that place. And again, he just quietly waited it out. Brilliant. He did the Jamatsu approach. Brilliant. And this was completely caught everybody off guard. Nobody saw this coming. Not even Maria Shafir, for that matter.
You know what's crazy though? The fact that they got the rights to that song, which is even crazier. But like, the thing is with that is like when I heard it the first time, like I was like, this has to be Killswitch Engage. And then the vocals hit. I'm like, oh, bruv, Roddy, But okay, so all we need left is Kyle O'Reilly. Bobby Fish, you tried, but you just being, you. I
Yeah,
mean,
he is
where's
what he
the
is.
lie? But
Right.
but like if they would have done, you know what? I'm actually curious now. Since we're waiting on Kyle, which I hope he gets here soon. Hopefully he's cleared
Right.
by summer. But I hope that when they do, are they going to do another version of the Undisputed Era, or are they going to do a I don't know, because I remember they can't do the Undisputed Elite because Adam Cole turned on the Young Bucks, which is funny.
Right.
So it has to be something like either a Bullet Club thing, because Jay and Cole was interacting during the Forbidden Door the last time.
Right. That was a friend he called in.
Mm-hmm. So maybe BC Go or the Bang Bang Gang might have some new members. But we'll
Possibly.
see. We'll see.
It's one of those ideas that develop over time. But yes, welcome Roderick Strong to All Elite Wrestling. And Maria Shafir, I know, is extremely happy about that too. Good for both. Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As we move on from there, we go to QTV, which gets immediately interrupted by Powerhouse Hobbs. And basically, Hobbs was very upset. He said he should have come on the book, but the book of Hobbs didn't steer me wrong. But QT reminded him, I promise I will fix this. You will be a champion again. And Hobbs just demanded that he fixes this. As QT gets his breath back, he says, guys, let's go to plan B. Plan B? What the hell does that mean? All right, we'll see what happens there. And then we go to our TBS Championship match as La Wea Loca, Taya Valkyrie, challenges that bitch and her streak for the TBS Championship with Smart Mark Sterling in the corner, but also Layla Gray. Yay. And the caveat here, she cannot use the road to Valhalla. Last time I checked, you cannot indict or veto a wrestling move. I don't think so anyway. I still think this lawyer is about as legal as this freaking business card. Anyway, in the early going, Ty uses a clothesline, then grounds Jade. For once, somebody was overpowering Jade. Go figure. Crazy concept. Taya then booted Jade, but then Jade sweeps out Taya's legs as Jade looks to set up Taya for a superplex. Taya fought back, though, and Jade sprung back up, though, and superplexed Taya. Again, the athleticism of Jade Cargill. I will not underestimate that. Following that, Jade crushed Taya with a Canadian Destroyer. The fuck? When did she learn how to do that? I know you're trying to Brian Daniels. Well, that explains a lot. Brian Daniels said the first time we see Jade Cargill ever use a damn Canadian Destroyer on a Canadian herself. Taya Valkyrie for a near fall. As Cargill was looking for the Jaded, Taya was able to escape. Then Taya uses a double stomp for a 2 count. As she looked to go for the road to Valhalla for the second time here, Aubrey Edwards reminded her, can't do that, can't do that, can't do that, as part of the match stigma. And she was just a bit baffled and a bit annoyed and a bit perplexed. What do I do now? Which allowed Jade Cargill to take advantage with the most dangerous move in the game. A roll-up and extra grip at the tights. Jade Cargill, ladies and gentlemen, is still undefeated and still your TBS champion as she gets out of the ring. But then Taya, furious as Aubrey's trying to keep the peace, keep them separated. Good Lord, Aubrey Edwards' life probably flashed before her eyes from that position. As she was this close to being sent to the road to Valhalla before every referee possible saved Aubrey Edwards' ass. And that was it for now. Jade Cargill is still your TBS champion. La Wea Loca in Fuego. Aubrey Edwards, you survived.
I'm going to say this. Losing because you can't use your, but it get lost to like a funniest thing I've. Can you imagine in weapon, which is crazy.
Right.
I'm thinking outside. You hear me?
Yeah, I did. You're kind of breaking up a little bit there. Technical
Ah,
difficulties. All right,
damn. Okay, so my friend,
there
let
we
me
go.
try this way.
All right.
So there's a way you could like do Drill to Valhalla without actually doing it. What you could do is a gut rich body buster. But then again, it probably won't work. But like that's losing to a roll up when the rule says you cannot use your finisher, but you lost to a roll up. It's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. That is just comedy gold. It kind of made her look like a geek a bit, but did but there's gonna be a rematch soon. I know it's gonna be a rematch soon, but
I expect them to. I expect them to go double or nothing, in my opinion.
yeah, but I wonder if they're gonna do the same thing or I don't know. One can dream.
Maybe Taya will hire a lawyer and prevent Taya to prevent Jay from using the Jid. Then neither of them can't use their finisher. They have to go with something else. So I mean,
It'll
I
be
don't
one
know.
of
The weird gimmick rule to say the least. And if Taya could use the word Valhalla, I think you very well could have had a new TBS champion.
pretty much, right?
Yep, but still the only TBS champion in this company's history, reigning over a year, 50 some odd and 0. So again, who could beat that bitch that's not named Chris Statlander when she gets well? Your guess is as good as mine. It wasn't Taya. But speaking of women, the Pillar and the Killer, Dynamite Breaker, DMD, and Jamie Hayter were backstage with words for the Outcast and Britt Baker sporting a shiner. Hayter said, "You declared war, and the only way this will end is if you send us to the bloody morgue." Now, I know she's British, so bloody is a normal thing, but, bloody. I'm just saying. I think I know where this women's division's going. I'm for it.
What are we thinking?
Well, if you're going to stop a war by sending somebody to the bloody morgue, that takes a lot of guts. So I think we might be in for a first. And whether or not it's at Double or Nothing or before or afterwards,
Probably
I
afterwards.
expect a end game to this battle of the Outcasts versus the Originals.
So it's going to be a 3-on-3.
Maybe. I mean,
Oh,
depends. I mean, to be fair, how many mutual parties hate the Outcasts right now? They've already put their mark, literally, on Willow Nightingale, on Sky Blue, on Rico. They took out the Killer. They took out the Pillar. So far, they've attacked 5 women on this roster. So, again, and it's just 3 of them. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just playing a little bit of stock too much too soon in this, but unless the Outcasts can, continue what they're saying with the numbers they have, something's got to give.
if they can't do no blood and guts, then why not a stadium stampede so everybody could just like literally damn near kill each other?
Man,
All over the place.
that could be the other thing for Double or Nothing. If they can't find a challenger for Jamie Hayter's title, then I guess this is one way you include more than just 2 women. But it does kind of hurt me when I figure about they don't have a challenger for the AEW Women's World Championship, even if it's not somebody from the Forbidden Door or Open Challenge or from the outside. But again, we'll have to wait and see as Double or Nothing is still 20 odd days away.
You know what they could do? This is just
What?
me, but they could have the title match at Double or Nothings. Saraya versus uh Jamie Hayter, and whoever wins, they won the title or whatever. But then afterwards, they do like a blood and guts or stadium stampede or the cage of death. in my opinion. But they could do something.
Yeah.
But first, we gotta. But the first thing first, who is fighting for that title? Because right now, the title seems like irrelevant at this point, and it hurts my soul.
Yeah, I agree. Again, ever since Jamie Hayter's last match against Rico during April last year, she has not had a title match. So, I mean, and she's had 2 incredible bouts since being champion. So, girl wants to fight. Girl wants to be tested. Girl wants to show you why she hits hard. And I want to see it too. But right now, kayfabe wise, her arm for the Haterades in a sling, and Britt Baker has a shiner. So we'll see when they both are medically cleared to compete and go from there. But until this war with the Outcast is done, yeah, I feel like you might have a embargo on the AEW Women's World Championship. We'll talk more about that later. As it was time for our main event, but before the main event, the American Dragon Bryan Danielson decided to join the broadcast booth. I told you, Giovanni, I fake respects this guy more. As it was time for our tag team main event of the team of Kenny Omega and Konosuke Takeshita with the Invisible Hand, Don Callis, taking on my boys, the Butcher and the Blade, with Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford in the corner. This is one of those matches where I was like, okay, yeah, I kind of get where they're going here. I understand what this match is about, but it's also Kenny Omega, Konosuke Takeshita in the main event, which I think is pretty cool, and Butcher and Blade, big TV match. Kenny here they go and hits a moonsault on the Blade with Takeshita following up with the senton. By the way, Takeshita, nice golden and blue attire. You really do look like a star. Anyway, moving on from there, Omega uses the Hurricane Run on the Blade. Konosuke and Omega controlling the early going. Omega was looking for Rise of the Terminator, but Kip Sabian stopped that, tripped him up, and then we got a moonsault while Butcher held Omega. Takeshita grabbed a tag and connected with the that ridiculous clothesline when he picks up speed, 1, 2, 3, third gear, and flies off the ropes and throws his body into his opponent, the Butcher in this case. Then Takeshita follows up with a brainbuster, but only gets a near fall. Butcher and the Blade take advantage of the little double team at Takeshita with tag team offense. Omega, though, swept out Blade's legs. Takeshita was able to take down the Butcher with a Hurricane Rana, followed up with a Blue Thunder Bomb for a near fall. That's a big man to bring down, too, with that type of speed and rotation as well. Damn. Omega nailed the Blade, though, with a Snapdragon suplex, and then Takeshita, he literally took the Butcher out into freaking next week. And then followed with a power dive knee and pinned the Butcher for the win. Konosuke got the win in the main event with Omega, pinning the Butcher. As Bryan Danielson says, I'm impressed, but I only see one pro wrestler in that ring who grabbed the pin and one amateur who looks like his best days are behind him. And right next to him, I see a prodigy. He could be so much more if he trained with the Blackpool Combat Club. He could be a world beater. Cue the Blackpool Combat Club beating up Jon Moxley, Willie Yu, Clark Castanelli, ambushing Kenny Omega and Konosuke Takeshita. While the Young Bucks came down to even the numbers, the Bucks basically serving up super kicks they always do. Takeshita stopped Omega, though, before Omega could drive the screwdriver into Jon Moxley's brain. And Jon Moxley then shoved Takeshita into Omega, which routes Omega long enough for him to hit a paradigm shift. As the Blackpool Combat Club swarmed Takeshita, where a choice and a moment of consciousness kind of backfired. Yuta then hit Takeshita with a low blow after Bryan Danielson said that Takeshita, you could be something else with us, but you made your choice, and Moxley literally didn't fork, but literally drove that screwdriver countless times into the forearm of Takeshita. Takeshita left a bleeding, busted up mess.
You know, it's nice, you know, this whole segment was something because it's like, you know, this is going to set up to like a really great Golden Star and a loving team to be reunited. And I hope that happens because since my boy Ibushi is currently roaming the free agencies, this man is doing what he wants to do because now he's free.
A new legend begins, as he politely alludes to on his YouTube channel.
Yeah. And we know this is going to lead to him coming to AEW and just be an absolute force to be reckoned with his Coden lover named Kenny Omega. And I hope it does happen because I know Kenny don't really fuck with Takeshita, which is hilarious because he was literally just ignoring him throughout the whole being the elite and not with him. Hilarious. But plus, if you've seen seeing the episode, how the Young Bucks was like, isn't this the greatest storytelling ever? Takeshita like, it's okay. Bloodline's better. That was hilarious. but like we all know, Mance is gonna come back. Well, not come back, but debut on us. And it is always nice to see James' favorite tag team, the Young Bucks, show up and do his little Cooper kicks, and I bet James was like really feeling enjoy seeing them and all that stuff. Isn't that right, James?
He's not gonna say that on air. I know that for a fact, but I'm pretty sure he'll talk.
James,
talk about that bone.
Isn't it right?
He's just stewing.
Are you happy to see your favorite tag team on the show, James?
He's not going to respond. Ask again later, says Magic 8 Ball. All right. Well, that was Dynamite. Let's go ahead and move into Rampage.
Who was calling me? What's happening?
Me.
What's happening?
Oh, Lord.
Don't you like seeing your favorite tag team of all time, the Young Bucks?
What do you mean? What lyrics do they have other than Super Kick Party?
That's their favorite tag team, right?
No.
Yes, it is.
No, they act like little bitches. Why are you fucking calling me? Why are you doing this, Zero?
Because, man, that's their favorite tag team.
No, listen, they're a good tag team, but they are also little bitches, and no. Stop it. Is that the only reason you got me here?
Yes.
Okay. What do you want me to sing? The fucking only lyrics that are fucking song? Fucking you big geek. There you go. You happy?
Nah.
And we have gone off the rails just a little bit under the 2-hour mark.
Oh,
I just want to harass you.
Okay, so
I just
what?
want to harass you. That's all.
Okay, you just wanted to harass me. Well, thank you. Yes. I appreciate it. All right, get back to work, you absolute cretin. I don't know.
All right, man.
All right, go back to work. Goddamn.
Way to be a boss, James. Way to assert your authority.
Hey, listen, I was called. I came in, and then it turned out it was some bullshit. It's not my fault.
Anyway, folks, as we move on to start talking about Rampage, and I'll actually ping the man when it matters.
It's the show, bruh. Rampage is the show you've been waiting for, right?
Well, I mean, on Friday nights I wait for.
Baby.
On Friday nights, you know what that means. It's the show I wait for. Plus, I don't have Fox. We kick things off with tag team action as Bullet Club Gold, Switchblade Jay White, and Rock Hard Juice Robinson takes on Absolute Oh, that's right. That's how you probably say it. Takes on Absolute Ricker Starks and the Perfect 10, Sean Spears. Eat your heart out, Preston Vance. This was an interesting dynamic that developed just out of nowhere because of, beat down angle. And for what it was, I already knew Robinson, Jay White, no strangers to working together. I mean, Bullet Club. I mean, heck, this was on the verge of Bullet Club's 10th anniversary. In the early going, both teams came and wrestled. They started brawling. Ricky Starks whipped Juice Robinson to the guardrails. Spears pulled Jay White off the apron to the floor. And right now, Starks and Spears, they seem to be on the same wavelength. JR says they're hungry, and they're hungry for more. Good old JR, buy the sauce. Spears hammered Juice with some shots. We're not talking about drinks, folks. Jay White distracted Sean Spears, though, and allowed Bullet Club Gold to take advantage as he wiped out Sean Spears with an axe kick. Good axe kick, by the way. Jay White, though, grabbed Spears and planted him hard on the edge of the ring, while Wyatt Robinson isolated Sean Spears for most of this match in their corner, laying in heavy strikes. Jay White then cuts off Spears' comeback attempt, and Spears, once again, tries to get towards Ricky Starks, looking to work around a suplex by Jay White, but Starks and Robinson were able to grab tags back and forth, making sure that Ricky Starks just is there stewing on the apron. While Ricky Starks finally got in, sent Juice for a ride, back body drop. Ricky Starks blasted Juice with a Northern Lights driver, shades of Julia from Stardom and Eddie Kingston for that matter. Starks charged at Juice in the corner, smacked him with a back elbow, but then Spears tags himself back in, hits a diving splash on Juice for a nice near fall. Great tag team work being shown here by Sean Spears and Ricky Starks, but they finally got out of the damn gates. Sean Spears able to follow up with a front kick to Jay White, looking for the C4, but Switchblade Jay White escaped. And then hit Sean Spears. That move, man, sudden impact personified. Blade Runner, out of nowhere. No one kicks out of it. Good night. 3 count. Bullet Club Gold wins, courtesy of Switchblade Jay White. And Ricky Starks was looking for the spear after the match. Juice Robinson bailed out of the ring as Jay White proclaims, "I own that ring! This is my era! Still my era!" Again, Brie with a switchblade. That Blade Runner, man, as soon as it hits, bam, you're done.
King Switch, baby. King Switch.
And
Like,
still apparently is that.
yeah, but like the thing is, okay, so when I was talking to one of my friends who is a Jay White fan, and the one thing like he says that he likes the fact that that the Switchblade is a move that can be done out of nowhere.
Blade Runner, yes.
Yeah. Dang it. Why can't he call it the Switchblade? Because it makes more sense, switch, yada, yada, yada. But like,
yeah, but
yeah, but like, whenever he does it, like, it's like a perfect move because it can happen out of nowhere. It can same like the RKO or a random elbow. Like, it can be happen out of nowhere, which is pretty, good because that means you sealed your fate.
Pretty much. It's a sudden finisher.
Mm-hmm. And I hope this leads to something bigger because I might talk about this later, but like there was something I saw about Collision that I don't know if this is true or this is just some fabricated thing. But like it was a document I saw, and there's somebody on Bullet Club Gold, 2 people, but one of them was pretty interesting. But I hope I hope Jay White could keep this momentum up and maybe do something big in a bigger storyline. Because I love seeing me some Jay White. Because Jay White is one of the best defensive wrestlers I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Completely agree on that standpoint. Yes. That is his major strength. He knows how to manipulate the ring and the opponent's offense to his advantage and counterattack practically anything.
Bro, like if this was football, he's either a cornerback or a safety. Because this man can read the room. He knows what's going on, and he will adapt immediately. Call the shots for his team, saying, "Hey, his leg, hey, his arm, bet he's a little bit limp." But yeah,
give him a moment. He exploits it, finds an advantage, sticks with it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Again, Sean Spears, he's the one that ate the fall. We'll see what's next for all 4 of these men. Maybe 3 of them.
The one thing I like about Sean Spears that I saw is that he rates every move. That is so awesome. My man's like, "Hey, how's that suplex? A 5." I love that so much, bro.
Yeah, just get with the running game. We'll see if that keeps up. As we go backstage, go backstage, Lexi Nair's with FTW champ Hook, Matt and Jeff Hardy, who of course talk about the firm deletion that's to come. And Matt's asking that the firm is behind Isaiah's disappearance. He's nowhere to be found. He's demanding to know where he is. Stokely appears on the screen and says, "We got your boy right here, Matt." Although Big Bill Marcel has him. As literally we see Ethan Page and Big Bill have Isaiah Cassidy up on a scaffolding. And basically even says the firm deletion match is going to go down next Friday on Rampage at the compound. Ethan Page basically saying, "We're tired of waiting. We're going to tell you when it's going to happen." Matt Hardy simply agrees. The match will be next week. But basically they said, good. And basically they said that, but you might want to look for another man because we'll see you there, but Isaiah won't be there. Shades of what happened with Kurt Angle GM got chokeslammed off of scaffolding by Big Show, who was literally about to chokeslam a woman off of scaffolding. Isaiah Cassidy gets planted by Big Bill from the height, proverbially, of an Empire State Building. And Hook simply said, "The firm is getting deleted." Damn.
Man, this whole segment was like an trip.
Right.
But I can't wait. But man, I can't wait till we talk about the freaking collision match that I need to see because I forgot a Rampage is on at 6. Which
you forgot?
Yes, bruh.
Damn.
they need to stop with this Rampage changing times. I swear, it is making me lose my mind because I know I have to watch up Rampage so we could do this, but the first strike was moving it to Saturday, then changed the time to 6 p.m. EST on Friday. I'm like, bruh, what's going on? I'm like, I get so
They're
lost.
working. You know what they're working around.
I know they're working around it, but
Yeah. Trust me, and I get you. I get you. It's hard for me to actually stay awake to get ready to watch Rampage on Friday live when it's 10 p.m. standard time alone. But at least I know where that hour is. Personally, if they just kept it to 7 or 8, I feel that would be perfectly fine. But that's just me. Anyway,
they should have kept it around 7 or 8 because 10 p.m. You're asking way too much from me.
From a lot of people. I mean, Friday night, 10 p.m. What do you think people are doing? Anyway, as we move on from there, naturally limitless tag team action. Dustin Rhodes and Keith Lee took on the duo of Brady Pierce and Charlie James. I almost said Charlie Sheen. Pierce tried to trip up Dustin, but Dustin jumped over it. Keith Lee gets the tag in, and he and Dustin backdrop Pierce. Then James gets the tag in, runs through the brick wall known as Keith Lee, almost like a cartoon. Gets no sort of momentum. Keith Lee then picks up Charlie and Uncle Phil, DG Jazzy, beals him halfway across the ring, and then Keith Lee hits a double clothesline on his opponent. Dustin then whips Charlie James into Keith Lee. Lee nails James with a pop-up Spirit Bomb. I love that type of setup, by the way, for that. And Keith Lee got the win as we bask in their naturally limitless glory. It was a very short time for celebrating as business about to pick up or unfinished business is about to once again be continued. The Mogul Embassy, Prince Nana, Shane for Strickland, Brian Cage, and the Gates of Agony, Toliola and Bishop Khan. They just look down there, and basically at this point, we know the Mogul Embassy is not done with particularly Keith Lee, which means Swerve Keith Lee one-on-one impending, just saying.
I thought the feud, I thought the feud in by that one tag match they had, but I guess not.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what's the story now. Could have been whatever, but I'm getting tired of the story. Just do the one-on-one match and just get over with.
Tell me about it, man. I've been like, okay, so Keith Lee and Dustin, they're just doing their own thing. Like Dustin rides out of his career. I'm cool with that. Why are we circling around the same thing? Okay, so he's got a business merger. So focus on taking over Ring of Honor, I guess. I thought we were done with this nonsense.
Yes, just take over Ring of Honor, but please do not bring freaking Tom McDonald, known as freaking Trench, and freaking Bardo. Bardo needs to get out of my face. Trench too. Trench, just get away from me.
I think they're both injured right now, if that tells you anything, so.
Good. Fuck them.
Damn. All right. Well, anyway, Lexi Nair's backstage with Sammy Guevara, and as we were trying to get a word of Sammy regarding the tag team match made official for the following Dynamite, of all people to come in, Tai Kanji, his wife, Voice of Reason says, "You're literally going to lay down for MJF. You don't even like him. You need to listen." A man listening to his wife? What a crazy concept, even in wrestling.
Low.
Just saying. Of all people to be the voice of reason for Sammy Guevara, his own wife.
It's weefy.
All right, then.
But the thing is with this, okay, so this segment alone was a bit cringy to me, but at the same time, I understand what they're trying to do, and I did not know Ty Conti has a strong accent. That accent was crazy. But
she is Brazilian.
Yeah, but like I hope this turns into like how I don't know. This is about to be because I know it's gonna turn into how what's his face, Sammy Guevara finally realizing that that MJF is just a fraud, which is something we all know.
Duh.
You know him, but let him be dumb. Oh well.
Play the role, and then maybe he actually will say you were right.
Yeah, you're right. He's an asshole. No shit.
Yeah, I figured that out. Anyway, as we move on from there, speaking about the women, we have Jericho Appreciation Society's Anna JAS taking on Creme de la Creme, Ashley Dubois. And Ashley, as she was making her Rampage debut, good for her. Anna J backed up Ashley into the corners, and what I noticed here on the J, it felt like there was a bit of forgotten and return
Fucking
of sorts. Something that I haven't seen out of her since maybe the Dark Order that she's been missing, since all she's been doing lately is just yelling, I'm going to choke you out, and had little to back up for it. Anyway, Anna Jay with ramming her shoulders constantly in the corner, to the 5 count nearly. But Anna Jay was then wrenched back, by the way. Oh, no, wait. This is the part I forgot about. Anna Jay literally wrenching almost through the duration of the commercial. Your body is not meant to bend like that. I don't care if you even do yoga. Ashley literally turning into a C around the steel ring post, being pulled spine first as possible bent you can get to an arc. Damn. And then Anna hit Ashley with 2 knee strikes to the back, further exaggerating the back, before Anna Jay bent Ashley backwards over with a net breaker. Clearly, Anna Jay picked her spot. She worked over friggin' Ashley's back in every way possible. And then, as she finally applied the Queen Slayer, Ashley had no choice but to tap. Damage done. But then the arena goes black, which can only mean one thing. Lights come back on. There's Julia Hart. And next thing you know, she ambushes Anna Jay. They brawl outside the ring, but Anna Jay gets the better of her and literally traps her in the same position around the steel ring post before AEW officials separate the two. Hey, I'm cool with this. A freaking original AEW program with 2 AEW originals, Anna Jay versus Julia Hart. I'm ready for this match. Let's book it and see what happens.
Man, I'm just happy figuring Julia Hart is getting screen time.
Right?
Like, come on, though. Like, we see her literally just evolve from a bubbly cheerleader to a freaking darkness, a witch. But yeah.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you gotta go dark to redefine yourself in a better light.
Mm-hmm.
In wrestling, especially. So there you go.
For real.
Especially under the coaching of Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and more particularly Brody King, who more so works directly with her in-ring style. Yeah, I think it's working.
Man, when is Malachi Black gonna get singles gold?
I don't know. It's a good question.
That's my boy right there, bro.
Hey, I'm just glad that he's back. You know, like I said, this industry can break you.
Bro, this industry is like both toxic and not toxic at the same time, because it could be wholesome at times, but it's, you know, could be toxic. It's like a double-edged sword at times. But
such is the risk you take as a fan or worker or spectator or journalist or just anybody that even views professional wrestling in any sort of way.
Or Dante Martin in his leg. But
well, that's just a bad spot. Jesus. But I do understand what you're saying.
I'm not gonna let that go, bro. That is so stupid, bro. I'm not gonna let that go.
I'm not gonna lie, you're not wrong. Meanwhile, talk about injuries. We hear from the Outcasts, Saraya, Ruby Soho, and Tony Storm, who of course talk about what they did with the Killer and the Pillar, and humor the match to come the following Dynamite. Willow Nightingale, Saraya particularly taking on Willow one-on-one. Saraya says, Willow's trying to prove a point. Well, guess what? You gotta face me on Dynamite, and I'm going to walk you like a dog. We're gonna show you why AEW is our house. Why Saraya and them was wearing the shirt of Britt Baker Shiner.
Let me tell you something, folks. This shirt was written so like the writing was on the wall.
Yeah.
Because I understand both point of views. Okay, I understand this is the gimmick and all this stuff, and you know, the shirt showing in context, you know, what happened. But if they were to think the outside in, they would see that this shirt was the most dumbest thing they could do. A woman with a black eye. It's like I get what they're trying to say is double standards when it comes to men and how they, you know, all jacked up. Like I get it, but at the same time, know what time you're in. Because the difference between how a man looks like bloodied up. It's more of a certain type of it's more of like a expression because if you really think about it, us men are fucking brutal. We would literally just beat the shit to the point that we be, yeah. And plus, most men do some wild shit. So that's our
Unfortunately.
thing.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
yes, you're not wrong.
But for the women, it's more sensitive because we know that there's a lot of shit going on with abuse. So if you walk around with a shirt that's a woman with a black eye, eyes gonna look at you, be like, "What the fuck, bruh, bruh."
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the thing. So that's the reason why that it's a bad idea for that shirt. Like, yes, there is some, death match wrestling have shirts of a guy getting literally life leaked in front of him. But that's because that is death matches, and death matches is mostly associated with men because we are the most stupidest and the most wildest beings in wrestling.
And then you have Masha Slavis, who's the GCW World Heavyweight Champion.
And then you have the whole entirety of XPW. You want to talk about that spot, man? Come on, man.
Let's not say we did. I'd rather talk about Prominence and their women's division that does death matches to a degree, or King's Row style with the women. That's
man.
wrestling.
XPW is the hottest product because they literally market themselves as a controversial thing, which is true. They're controversial.
I mean, if controversy creates cash, this is the controversy that creates chaos.
My man have a syringe on his dick, bro. That shit was crazy. But anyways,
yeah.
But like the shirt was a bad idea because
yeah,
I know the marketing is they market it correctly, but it's a bad timing and bad image.
If I were them, I would take that shirt off the market ASAP.
Yes, take it off, redo the shirt, and make it more appropriate. It could be the same concept, but it has to be looked different because from that picture alone of a random woman, black eye, that is crazy.
Agree.
That is something that XPW would do.
Yeah, but you don't want to be XPW.
You don't want to be XPW.
Absolutely not.
Oh God! But like,
yeah, you know what? You'd rather just have another shirt about scissoring because you consider who was next. The Acclaim, Anthony Bowens, Max Caster, and Daddy Ass took on Cameron Stewart, Risen, and insert name here. Billy Gunn hit Cameron with the Fame-Asser. He is Mr. Ass. Damn. Bowens hit the Arrival. Caster hit might drop. The end. The route was longer than the match. So said Excalibur.
That was a good rap, but
yeah.
I swear, I was hoping he was going to talk about the whole Vince McMahon suit because that shit would be a wild ass. But then again, it's not right now. That's Aftershocks' problem right now. So,
about to say, thank Christ.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Owen.
All right, just go back to the source.
But yeah, but like, but this was it was a match. Like, what more to say? Like this was a match. But
I mean, bell rung. There was a win. So yeah, I mean, there you go.
So what more do you want us to say?
Not much more than that. And then, of course, I mean, quicker than Mark Henry saying the phrase, it was time for the main event. As of course they talked about this week's AEW Dynamite, which featured the in-ring debut of Roderick Strong in 8-man tag team action alongside Bandito, Orange Cassidy, Adam Cole, baby, taking on the Jericho Society's Jake Hager, Dan Garcia, and 2.0. Why Chris Jericho is on commentary. Yeah, that's not going to go wrong at all, right? We, of course, also know that Willow Nightingale is taking on Saraya one-on-one. And we also had what they called the Tres de Mayo Trios Battle Royal. And along with that, of course, our main event was the Pillars Tag Team match where if Darby Allin and Jungle Boy won, they would be added and it would be a four Fatal 4-way at Double or Nothing. They took on the team of MJF and Sammy Guevara. And I'm about to say, I mean, do we really want to talk more about that? I mean, hey, you're not wrong. And we also got to hear from the Elite, and Ricka Starks finally gets his hands one-on-one on.
Damn my throat.
Yeah, just see, right? It's not that easy. Juice Robinson. But it was time for our main event as Cash Wheeler of FDR went one-on-one with the franchise of Ring of Honor from Jay Lethal. And both parties had their mutual parties in their corner. But this time, to keep, I guess, some order in this kind of sense, I don't know how that works. Mark Briscoe was the special enforcer.
Man, I love seeing Mark Briscoe, bro.
I do too. His respect. Good. The spirit that we need in this wrestling industry, for sure, bar none.
Yes.
As Lethal and Cash, they duked it out in the early going, got physical with some body shots, then we got a shoulder block followed by a scoop slam. Cash Wheeler, by the way, very rarely involved in singles action, probably his third singles match in his AEW career, considering he faced Dax one-on-one and Jeff Cobb one-on-one. Cash countered the lethal injection as Jay Lethal went for the kill shot early and caught him with a nice drop kick as Cash followed up with a clothesline over the top rope, sending Lethal in front of Mark Briscoe and mutual parties. We get back in the ring, and Mark Briscoe was trying to make sure no shenanigans would take place until Shantae Dutt tried to get involved, pulling Sanjay off the apron. Way to go, Mark, preventing him from interfering. As Cash Wheeler got a roll up on Lethal for a near fall, a couple roll-up exchanges here. Lethal picked up Cash, dropped him across the ropes, knocked the wind out of him, and then basically Lethal, this damn move, strutted when he was finally able to. Cringe. And Lethal was looking for the elbow drop, but Cash was able to get his knees up in time. Yay. Cash then clunked Lethal with an uppercut, and then took Lethal out of midair with a power slam. Still not enough, even after a DDT. That should have been it. Lethal, though, once again, trying to get back in this, pushed Wheeler into Mark Briscoe. A bit of miscommunication on the outside. Nobody knows what's going on, which allowed Lethal to take advantage and hit Cash with the freaking Lethal injection. Once again, Crook stole it, didn't deserve it. And freaking Jay Lethal gets the win now, which means both members of TR have been pinned now by Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. But Mark Briscoe didn't realize it was Lethal who shoved Cash Wheeler into him and begins to question Cash. And we go off the air with a bit of miscommunication trying to be summed up properly. Mark Briscoe, you've got to freaking watch yourself around these freaking idiotic yahoos.
Yeah.
And that was the end of AEW Rampage.
Cash Wheeler is a good wrestler. Like,
I agree.
This is just me or some other guys, but I prefer Cash more than Dax. Oh. Like Dax is good, but I like something about Cash I really like about it. He seems like a Arn Anderson style wrestler.
Bar none. Ground and pound brawler.
Yeah, like Cash reminds me of that. Even though I was born in 2001, so I wouldn't really know about that. But God bless God bless the internet. But like,
yeah, right. That's always around forever.
Yeah, but like the thing is, I prefer Cash more, and I hope to see more Cash singles action. But I know how this story is going to go. It's going to be a tag team title match, and I know you hope and pray to God that FTR wins the match and retains the titles, because I know for a fact if the other team wins, you quit. You're gonna pop 10 blood vessels and go over high blood pressure.
Hey, let's not wait. Let's not hope that happens. I don't want that happening. We need Noah for at least another few weeks. So let's not jinx ourselves here. Please.
I know.
Damn. Let's hope Jarrett and Jay don't do that.
Let's hope FTR retains the gold.
Yes, agreed.
So we can have Noah here.
Quick thing also, did you guys talk about don't forget to talk about the news stuff as well, the writer thing, and then Punk visiting shit.
Yeah. As we wrap up that week in
you right?
Yeah, it's just a dry spot.
Ah, fuck.
Anyway,
There you go.
I'm fine. I hate when that stuff happens.
Understandable.
As we wrap up that week in AEW, a couple of news bits for you folks, since we got a little bit more time, I guess, to kill than we normally go for. First off, as Zero alluded to at the very beginning, Dark and Elevation are no more. A deal is...
Piss.
Yeah, well, that you're not the only one. According to Andrew Zarian, AEW Dark and Dark Elevation have ended for the time being. By the way, shout out to my resources on all things that I've learned this week. Of course, they're always on your resources. AEW, PW Mania, and Andrew Zarian, and Fightful. AEW Dark and Dark Elevation have ended for the time being. This is in part has to do with AEW signing a new deal for AEW Collision to air on Saturdays. Part of the new deal is that AEW wrestling content will be exclusively aired on Warner Brothers Direct, I'm guessing, WBD. As of today, that doesn't include Ring of Honor, which, of course, Ring of Honor, they're on just a streaming deal on their central hub, Honor Club. But yeah, Dark and Dark Elevation are no more, so folks, you gotta find something once again to do with your Monday and Tuesday nights.
Unfortunately, because, well, never mind. But there was some other news that I think this is fake, but at the same time, I don't know because the other news sources, like, picked up on it.
Right.
But there was something going on with the roster for a Collision, and it's like, go to Pro Wrestling Chat because this is the image I found. It was basically like a leaked document, and
Because that's as far as you can throw it.
I know, right? But I don't think this is real because some shit I saw. But like so the roster goes as follows: CM Punk, FTR, Jericho, Luther, and Sir Pentacle, Andrade, Miro, Jake Hager, Jay Cargo, Danhausen, Jarrett, Saddam Singh, RJ City, Brody King, Action Andretti, BC Gold. Now here's where things get here's where things get out of pocket because I don't think this is true.
Yeah, I don't think so
Jay
either.
White, Juice Robinson, and Tamatanga ain't no
Fuck
Vicky
no.
Guerrero, Dynamite, Serena Deeb, and Matt Cardona. Main event: CMFT versus JS. But I don't think this is real because this is like out of pocket.
This sounds so out of pocket, even for
This
AEW
is
standards.
This
Come
is
on.
way
Yes,
outside what I would expect Tony Khan to do.
So whatever the hell they thought, whoever posted it is a dickhead.
Yeah.
Someone just stirring up the internet. I mean, would you expect anything less? Why you think I don't scroll and have notifications? Because seeing is believing. Project your mentality.
This is so out of pocket that I'm like, this ain't.
I mean, hey, at least you can laugh about it, right?
Yes.
I mean, if you need a good laugh, if you can handle it like that, again, people will take it out of context. This is the internet.
And for some reason, Cage Side C says Taya Papakri is suspended by AEW. I think this is storyline.
She put her hands.
Yeah,
that's what she's talking about. She put her hands on an official, nearly drove her to Valhalla. Aubrey Everett, you don't F with. So yeah, I definitely see this being a storyline, but I also can see this being a small fine because come on.
It's hilarious, but
Aubrey Edwards in her entire WWE career has taken one bump, and that's when Athena dropped her like a bad habit.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was a good bump.
And
that's the collision. That's the first collision show, is what you're saying?
That's apparently the roster for a bit. There's probably more, but like I don't think this is true.
I mean, I kind of could see some of the Bullet Club guys like, okay, fair enough, because they're trying to do Bullet Club.
PLP, better get your ass over here, bro.
Yeah, please. Goddamn.
Look, Tamatanga was just wiped out of New Japan Pro Wrestling for now on a stretcher after being friggin' trash panda, pile drive, power slam in more ways than I can count by David Finlay, who's now the new Never Openweight champion.
Okay, so David. Okay, first of all, fuck David Finlay. I've never seen him as a credible Bullet Club leader, and I never had. You have the lineage like Prince Devitt AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, Jay White, David Finley.
Yeah.
Like,
that's just about as good of a name as fucking, evil.
David Finley?
I'm
Are you fucking?
not sure which one I hate more.
Me?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Like,
the Bullet Club taking a whole different direction.
Yes, and like, let him cook, man. Let him cook. No, I don't rock with this man, bro. He ain't no damn leader. EOP was right.
And that's why ELP now is part of Hontai and will challenge David Finlay for the Neverweight Championship at Dominion.
Oh god.
Yeah.
But
like,
again.
And some other news is All In is getting a lot of ticket sale.
Yeah, apparently All In right now is on track to be the greatest selling non-WWE wrestling crowd for a non-WWE event, probably in the industry's history. According to Tony Khan, who shared a post recently, over 60,000 tickets for 6.1 million pounds, the equivalent of $7.7 million, has been sold. One of the greatest success stories in wrestling history, and there still are more seats to be available. And Nigel McGuinness has already teased, if this sells out, I might just have to dust off the old boots.
I would love to see Nigel McGuinness come out of retirement. I think it's long overdue.
Do you think?
I'll tell you right now, make him the fucking mainstay in Blackpool Combat Club. Give that Blackpool Combat Club an actual mainstay. Fuck.
I mean, that's one sub-tangent to possibly go with. Brandon Thurston says, with the exception of the WCW, NJPW North Korea shows citizens were ordered to go to in 1995, All In will likely be the biggest non-WWE crowd for a wrestling show anywhere in over 60 years. Legit Tokyo Dome numbers are all under 60,000, pretty much, he speculates. So, yeah, guys, we're on the verge of history once again in the industry at AEW All In London in August in Wembley Stadium, which apparently Wembley rejected WWE. That's why Clash of the Castle wasn't at that building.
I want to also add that here's the credence to this, and I know I've shat on them before.
Anyway, continue.
I know I've shat on them before because they kind of deserve it. Their product is not great anymore with the NWA, but they went to London and they sold out the O2. Like, that's not something to fucking scoff at. So, what that tells me is, it's a lot like it was in SummerSlam 92. They do not care what's on that card. All they give a fuck about is that it's wrestling, and that's good for AEW at the very least. However, it also is very bad, because what that basically says is that Punk don't matter and the Elite don't matter. We're in a situation now where the brand is the draw, at least in this country. Yeah. So I'm kind of a bit iffy around that, because it doesn't seem like they care, or they're thinking that they'll work their shit out and then there's going to be a riot that breaks out. One of the two. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's kind of fucking weird.
Play it all by ear as far as I'm concerned.
I'm gonna be real. Okay, so the thing, this is just that's not. Have you noticed that when companies go outside of the region, they get a whole lot of people in the seats, and like literally there, like how okay, so I know this is WWE stuff, but Backlash, they sold out when they first announced them coming to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, because they hadn't been in Puerto Rico, and they hadn't been to Puerto Rico in over like 17 years.
Yeah. Exactly.
And Clash of the Castle, they look at all them people, and now AEW is stepping foot into other countries. Yes, Canada is another country, but next to America,
it's accessible via Greyhound at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking about going across the pond, truly international waters.
Yeah, like going to UK. I'm curious if they're ever going to go to Japan.
I wouldn't rule it out. I thought for sure, based on what we've been seeing with New Japan Pro Wrestling and stuff, they were going to do the Forbidden Door or some sort of Tokyo Dome show this year. I still wouldn't rule that out for some sort of Tokyo Dome show this year, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Forbidden Door takes place in Japan next year.
This is just me. I don't think they're going to sell out the Tokyo Dome. I think the reason why
they will if they do a crossover for Wrestle Kingdom this year.
If they do a crossover, they probably
I mean, yeah, they did some crossover Wrestle Kingdom, but James, put that in perspective. Let me put this in perspective for you. We had the traditional Wrestle Kingdom, that was fucking phenomenal. The one night, January 4th, about 26,000 people. They had Yokohama Arena following that a few weeks later. About the same, a little less.
Right? Yeah, true. Yeah, because they're still under those stupid restrictions, even though.
But now they no longer are. They've all been pretty much lifted up to a degree. And even Keiji Muto's last Love Pro Wrestling show outdrew Wrestle Kingdom. Over 30,000 people practically in the Tokyo Dome. So now that those restrictions are uplifted a little bit more, there is more of a possibility, but it comes down really to the reach.
Yeah, because like depending on how the card is, if they do it like that, it might be.
I mean, think about the numbers for Wrestle Kingdom 11 and Wrestle Kingdom 12, James, both with Kenny Omega.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Okada, or some combination of the two. When Okada was probably at the peak of his popularity, to be honest.
Okada, Tanahashi, Naito, you put those people on your marquee, I guarantee you they'll sell out any building in Japan under normal circumstances.
Yeah, they definitely sold out that building that night.
But I think if they're ever going to do that, it has to be either in Budokan, because I think they could like easily sell out
Budokan.
That's what the G1 Climax is always a finale.
Budokan.
Budokan Hall.
There was also did we talk about, since we kind of brought it up in passing, Punk has been making amends all over the damn place in wrestling.
That's correct. He's been in Impact. He went backstage to WWE in Chicago. And right now, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he shows up in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think he was at a show out in California. I think it was actually Battle in the Valley. He was actually out there.
I don't
think. At this point, you're just waiting for him to show up at AEW.
He was at Battle of the Valley, yes. And by the way, I think he was at Battle of the Valley, whether people want to admit it or not, to make amends with Kenny Omega. So that was a thing, because they were both in the same. They were in the same building. Keep in mind.
But Omega
went to see Mercedes also.
Yeah, because Mercedes one day was taking on Kyrie for the IWGP Women's Championship.
Yeah, so there was that. I don't think Punk ever had an issue though with New Japan. I think they were always very nice to him.
It's one of those fans where CM Punk, I feel like, is trying to reconnect with what he loves, and that is wrestling.
He wanted to mend fences. So,
which is good.
WWE was the first, so he mended fences with Hunter. Him and Hunter actually had a very good conversation before Vince told him to get the fuck out.
And then, because Vince, #petty.
And then, the thing with Impact, he mended the fences with them also. I'm hoping that means that he's going to be doing that with... Or I know he tried to with the Young Bucks. Young Bucks are being a little bitches about it, as I said. We know he did it with Omega, because that was pretty much all but confirmed, because they were in the same fucking building. I highly doubt that they weren't fucking talking at the event.
Kenny Omega's one of those people that's not like that. You know that.
Yeah. Kenny doesn't hold a grudge. So, I'm hoping that means he's gonna finally fucking work shit out, or attempt to work shit out with Hangman and Colt Cabana.
I hope so.
Because that needs to fucking happen. I don't care if somebody started it physically or not. Like, if this is the route he's going now, he's got to do the same exact thing. That he's got to have that same energy when it comes to Scott Colton.
I completely agree.
And by extension, Adam Page. Like, that has to be mended if they're gonna do this. I'm hoping they do this.
They need to.
I don't mind if Jericho is the first feud if he comes back also, and they build it up on Collision, so long as the ending thing is somehow, some way he's involved with the Elite again, somehow to fucking make some money off that shit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you businessman, you gotta get that money going, gotta keep the company thriving and flowing. So there you go.
Yeah. So I'm hoping they do that right. But yeah, there's that, and then there's
last but not least, let's talk about Yeah, again, as we also learn as we close out this All Elite News, AEN, first ever edition, we'll see if this becomes a thing since, again, we no longer have Dark Elevation to talk about. Or excuse me,
Sure.
Botch. Yeah, but no, that's right, Dark Elevation. We learned that AEW not only most recently was Project Straw Elite, but Will Washington is All Elite. And his job will include helping Tony Khan write the TV shows with a focus on keeping talent visible and storyline straight. The actual impact he's already had, he's the one that suggested that use the NBA theme for the Elite Triangle series. So that whole NBA Tonight presentation, that was Will Washington's suggestion. TK did that. The whole idea of bringing the lights up on the crowd, it was a Will Washington suggestion. TK did that. So Will Washington has already had a bit of
influence, but he wasn't like hired
in the presentation.
Gotcha.
But no, the fact that he's already had just these little nuances in AEW shows what he brings to the product from a creative standpoint. He's officially known as the new AEW Wrestling Administrative Coordinator, working in many areas of wrestling such as live events, social media, creative, PR, and has a great wrestling mind. He was even backstage at the latest AEW Dynamite. So congratulations to Will Washington at William RBR, who is now Elite. I feel that's a tremendous community outreach / business approach from a marketing standpoint as well for AEW.
And it takes a lot of the fucking shit off Tony Khan's plate. That's the biggest importance there.
Which, again, one man should not have all of this solely on him. And I feel like Tony Khan has been trying to reconcile that with the way he structures Ring of Honor versus AEW. And now that Dark and Elevation are no longer part of the restructuring of the entire AEW landscape, maybe that means he will be a lot less hands-on, but also stressed because it's less of a load to carry. Now, he still has to work out the deal with AEW Collision. We'll worry about that then. But with Will Washington now part of the AEW, let's just say corporate side of things, that should definitely help leverage a lot of the responsibilities that Tony Khan has on him, especially since Leva Bates left.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Leva Bates was that heavily involved in creative after she said that. I can imagine why she left with all the drama that went down, but you know.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
I don't blame her.
Again, everyone has their reasons, but at the end of the day, you just wish the best for everybody in and out of the company. And again, Leva Bates, I hope that the future is nothing but bright for you in and out of the wrestling ring too. Thank you.
Yeah, and please actually use her properly and don't settle her with a comedy gimmick. Someone, please.
I mean, at this point, you wonder if Leva Bates even needs to wrestle for any bigger company. Maybe just do her own thing.
Maybe, true.
Although I wouldn't mind seeing her in Impact Wrestling. I'm just saying.
That is true. Yep.
Well, I think that about covers everything. So, Zero, James, any further points you have regarding what we discussed with the Will Washington or the all-in numbers? I mean, me and King speculated they're going to hit at least $75,000. Looks like they're going to surpass that, possibly. Will Washington, again, we wonder what other sort of influences he could have on the AEW presentation and, honestly, the roster orientation at this point. Considering, Zero, we were talking about concernings regarding talent that have made Dark and Elevation their stages of performance presentation. Well, Washington might help them find a place either on Collision, Dynamite, or Rampage, or even the Ring of Honor ecosystem.
I'd rather have them at Ring of Honor, but if there is spots, I really wouldn't mind Collision, because since they're gonna do this little roster split,
well, I'm gonna be real, Zero. Let's hope they're not doing a roster split solely so that way people are okay with Punk being there, because that's ridiculous.
That's my big thing. Like it's kind of childish, but it's childish.
Yep.
But it's like I hate the thought of them doing it all because of one man.
It's not even just
personal satisfaction.
It's not even just one man. Let's be real. There are two sides to this camp. There are two sides that are willing to work with Punk. Or there's one side that's willing to work with Punk. There's a bunch of people. There's also a bunch of people that are willing to work with the Elite. And there are people that... It's like politics, man. Like, it's like people are fucking not fucking... dumb. Not everybody's dumb. There are people that want to see both sides just work together and figure shit out.
Thank you.
Like, that's what it is. Like, that's what it should be anyway. That should be the majority that you listen to. Fuck the dick riders taking sides.
Yeah.
Point blank, simple. Fuck your dick riding bullshit. Fuck your politics. Just fucking get together, do business, make money. That's what you're there for. Are you in the fucking pro wrestling business or are you in the money business? Pick one.
Yeah, there you go, man. Simply put, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally pretty much hit the nail on the head. At the end of the day, don't be petty. Focus on what's best, truly, for not just your business, but the wrestling business.
Mm-hmm.
Get your shit together.
Yeah.
Well, that's really all I got to say about that, and that's really all I got to say this week on AEW Spark. So I think with that being said, we'll thank you all once again for tuning in. Again, I don't know if these news relays will become a regular thing.
No,
probably
not. Probably not.
I'm about to say.
But this week it was worth mentioning a lot of this shit.
I completely agree because, again, I'm happy to see how far AEW has come and what they're trying to do, and I wish nothing but the best for them, as well as everybody out there in the wrestling industry too, trying to make the industry better for both fans and workers alike. Period, point blank, simple.
Yeah.
So again, we'll see what comes next week on AEW Dynamite, as well as Rampage, because Dark and Elevation are no more, so that's the only discussion we have in store, unless anything else breaks out. So it might be a very simple episode of Spark the next time we come across your YouTube screens too. But until then, let's go ahead, plug and promote, and bid each other a fine adieu. Zero, always a pleasure. Anything that you're currently doing right now, where can people find you?
Oh boy. So so there's a lot of stuff going on my channel. One, for PW, we on the road to Warhead, which is a event that would dictate the future of PW, because it's PW versus Reborn, and the main event is going to be PW guy who is running Tough Ed.
For those who don't know what PWU is, what is PWU?
Oh, okay. PW is Pro Wrestling Universal. It is a fed that is run in Fire Pro Wrestling World with mods. So basically, it's like a story type shit, and it is, a fed. So most of the roster is actually made by yours truly, with some guests here and there, and yeah. So Forehead might be the show that might see either PW getting run by somebody else, which is our current world champion group, Reborn, or it will stay intact by me. And the other thing that's going on is Burning Souls, which is also on pictures. Tough Fed is also on Fire Pro. It is my Joshi Fed, and we're doing a G1 style tournament going on. It will start next week. 12 wrestlers, 2 blocks, and 6. So yeah, and I'm about to be in production of my main character, J.K. Kano Miller, as what you see on the screen, wearing that dumbass shirt I made for him. The freaking. So he's going up. He's having a feud with Mother, and who is Mother?
Mother.
Let's just say. Let's just say
more like motherfucker. I'll tell you.
Yeah, but let me. But
hey, you said it. I mean, I'm just listening.
But Mother is, let's just say, I'm a huge fan of Bray Wyatt and the Fiend. So
Makes
Mother,
sense.
so that's gonna be interesting. And yeah. So my other shows is also coming back, but you can find me on Zero channel -0, which is dash
zero
zero.
dash 0-0 or
Yeah. So yeah, you can find me there, or Color TV, which I'm gonna Frontline is in production, so the next episode is going to be coming soon. But yeah,
Yes.
you can find me there, and I hope you enjoyed the content, and I hope you can see my sexy ass here again.
There you go. And newest member of FTW Productions, by the way. Both of those channels are part of the FTW family now. So congratulations to our boy Zero. Zero Entertainment and Color TV are here, baby. You see it? It's ready.
Yep. I can't wait for the next episode of Sparks, so my babysitter, which is Noah, can run down the show.
My babysitter. My babysitter. Oh, great.
My babysitter.
Right?
I guess you're the babysitter of Mr. Zero. Has Zero been a bad boy, apparently, Noah? He's been doing some crazy shit while I haven't been watching.
I mean, I've been harassing him.
Well, you've been harassing me!
Nah, I mean, this seems normal. He pretty much kept the conversation going and basically brought the humor and comedy you would expect from a combination of Excalibur and Taz, but different.
Yeah, there you go. Fair enough. You know what? That's fair. Damn, I just realized that's the one thing I'm going to miss about Dark is Taz and Excalibur not going to be on commentary. Shit. They need to start a podcast now. We got to get them on the podcast.
You're never going to let this go, are you, James? You're never going to let this go.
But but we did have a podcast.
Yeah.
It's called Dark and Dark Elevation.
Damn.
That's the podcast.
Well, here's the thing. If one was better than the other podcast-wise, it was Taz and Excalibur. Matt Menard was just look at that! Look at that! Oh, baby! That's all
not
he
wrong.
did. That's all he did. He didn't know any of the fucking moves. Why was he even put in that position?
Because it's Matt Menard. He's just a character.
And Tony Schiavone was probably busy.
Just like,
to be fair.
Just like Booker T on commentary, bruh.
Booker T ordering DoorDash after the show is over. It's just like, I'm done with this shit.
That joint, when I saw that, I was
Booker T ordering DoorDash.
By the way, I agree, Booker. I agree. After the show or not, I agree.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry!
Shucky ducky quack quack. But
get my bags! Get my bags! I'll shine my shoes if you want to.
We're just waiting for Camel Booker T to show up in Puerto Rico.
I need Booker T on AEW, bro.
I need Scott.
We need that.
I need Scott Steiner on AEW so he can talk about what do I go do? All I do is beat people up. What do I do? Play the guitar? I don't play the guitar. All I do is beat people up. Smashes the Guitar Hero controller in half.
Nah, man. I need Scott Steiner and Black Snow on commentary, bro. That joint would be hilarious.
Booker T about to hit the Harlem sidekick. Booker T, I don't know what you're talking about. Booker T is in the Black Snow.
For real, bro. We need them on commentary for one night of a Collision, bro. On the first episode.
Someone tells me Collision is not going to be the same commentary setup I know on Dynamite.
We got to do that as a retro someday, where Chet Lemon and Booker T as Black Snow are commentary for the Main Event Mafia takeover of Impact. That we have to do that show. White trash and rednecks.
White trash. It's gonna be a 3-on-1 handicap match, which means 4 bitches on.
Yeah, or when Scott Steiner said, Confucius.
You just say this show has gone off the rails.
Hailing from Dunkin' Donuts, hailing from the state of obesity, TM3D.
Hailing from Mexico North.
From Mexico North. Yeah, he called Canada Mexico North.
Oh my god.
Only difference is there's snow instead of a desert.
And that's your geography lesson for tonight. Thank you for tuning in.
All right, cool.
That being said, thank you folks for tuning in once again to another hilariously entertaining, but also wholesome and engaging edition of AEW Spark. On behalf of NTW Productions, I am the Cement Noah Foster for James Hebert in the production chair, for Zero, who brings the humor only he knows how. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, make a positive impact in life. We pull the plug, and have a good night. We are
You didn't even do I'm a simple man, a lifelong fan of wrestling. No cast.
Because you threw me off my game, and people should know by now I am the simple man of the simple brand.
That is
and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it.
That's fair.
And I am the best man. And I am the Bussy Slayer.
You're the Bussy Slayer?
Channel.
God damn. I love how it's specifically Bussy with a B.
Yeah, you see it on my name right here.
There you go. All right, bye everyone. Hold on, let me just show that name. Okay, he's the Bussy Slayer. Everybody sees it. All right, cool. Bye.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as AEW content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.